Good morning. Good morning. Yes, it's Sunday morning, which means that I am Bex. This is Adam. We are here for our YGTV show.
We are indeed, yeah. A normal spot on a Sunday morning.
Yes, love being
sky,
in the potting shed.
Bees buzzing, cuckoos singing. It's like nice, isn't it? Lovely.
It is lovely at the minute, isn't it? Are you enjoying being out in your garden in this lovely weather? We've got a lovely week coming up, haven't we? Check the weather. It's going to be nice and warm. Adam's got his legs out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit cool in here though, but it's nice and warm out there. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to get the legs tanned up a bit.
Yeah, me too. Trying very hard. Good morning to Marissa, Neil, Kate, Dingo, Verna. And that's it at the moment. Just making sure. Hello to you all in the YouTube chat. Thank you so much. Matt's keeping his eye on the Facebook chat, so if you are in there, do say hello. We love to hear from you here. Let us know any comments that are coming through. We've got lots and lots of plants to show you. Some that I think we didn't manage to get to on Thursday. We will see for you. We've got the amazing Rhododendron hybrid collection. We've got the amazing Wisteria amethyst falls. We have changed the favourites table, but just very slightly. So that will all be coming up for you. Got to tell you a few of the interesting / boring bits of information. First of all, there is a code that you will see on the screen right there, YGTV1925. That is the all-important code. What does that give us, Adam?
That gives us free P&P register for that. Also gives you all the discounts, the buy one get one free, the double ups, kind of any offers basically. If you enter the code, you're going to get those. So it's really important to enter that. Free
postage on absolutely everything that you buy from us within the potting shed. If you want to get ahead of us, you can go onto the website, YouGarden.com. Click on the Live Now button, scroll down. That's where you'll see all of the items that have been selected to have that free postage. You can get ahead of us. If there's something you specifically want to see, let us know. We'll see if we can do that for you. But hopefully we're going to have 3 table changes for you today, which means we've got lots and lots of goodies to show you. There is a discount club. You will see 2 prices appear on screen for every single item that we go to. You want to pay the lowest price, and that is the club membership price. So I do recommend you join the club. We'll tell you a little bit more about it, but you'll get 15% discount on every single item, whether that's from the potting shed or from the website. You will also get 7.5% on outdoor living and machinery. So that is amazing. If you're buying a lawnmower or something, you can still get a discount on that. You're going to get £20 worth of product vouchers. That will be sent out to you in a lovely little welcome pack you'll get in the post. Plus you'll get a couple of free postage vouchers worth $6.99 each. Unfortunately, if you do shop the website, there will be postage attached to those, but not to things from the potting shed. That's why we want you to come in and watch us. Whether that's, we like it when you're here live with us. We love the interaction. We love your comments. But you can watch back at any time on the website, on Facebook and on YouTube as well, so you can go and catch up, which might be interesting because you might want to fast forward through these boring bits if you're a regular, who knows. But do join in with us in the chat on Facebook, on YouTube, and if you want to send us any pictures, any questions, comments, and you want to do that via email, the details are on the bottom of the screen. They're ygtv@yougarden.com. So, shall we get straight into it? Should we go straight over to the favourites?
There's some beauties over there, Bex.
Changed?
Yeah, I think that sunflower's going to do really well today.
Come on then. Which end do you want us, Matt? Oh, you picked right. This is where he wants us.
Sunbelievable brown-eyed girl. And yeah, this is just phenomenally gorgeous. And it's going to be one of those sunflowers that's not going to get really, really huge and massive. It's not going to be one that gets sort of 3 or 4 metres tall with one great big giant flower. This is only going to get to about 50, 60, 70 centimetres tall with masses of smaller flowers for month after month after month. And look how beautiful this is. What you see here is what you get. This is what we're going to send out to you. This plant that's already kind of well established, flowering its socks off already, and it'll keep flowering all the way through the summer into the autumn.
It really will. And the secret to success is that this is a sterile plant, isn't it? And that's what makes it just keep flowering for you.
Yeah, it can't produce seed, this one. And that's why plants flower. They flower to produce seed. That's why we sometimes say to deadhead, because every time you deadhead, it forces the plant to keep producing flowers. And this poor plant doesn't know it can't produce seed. So it's going to keep producing flowers, but it won't go to seed. And you end up with something like this. I mean, it's actually compact enough to grow in a container. You can grow it in beds and borders if you want as well. Grow it full sun, well-drained, moisture-retentive soil. It's going to be loved by the pollinating insects, the bees, the butterflies. Gorgeous leaves on this as well, really luscious, big, green, shiny, gorgeous leaves. And just ready to go. And you can plant this, I would say, are we going to say straight outside now, Bex? We're there, are we there?
Well, we've had a question actually from Glyn, who said, I've got 7 potted up dahlias with good growth on them. Is it too early to plant them out? I'm in Prestatyn, North Wales. I mean, I think Look, it very much depends on where you are in the country and what kind of weather patterns you're getting. Marissa, I'm so sorry it's pouring down where you are. It's bright sunshine here, so hopefully I'm going to try and send all the sunshine your way. I'm not sure where in the country you are, but we will send you good thoughts and we'll hope that sun comes out for you. I think in most areas of the country we're probably safe.
Yeah,
But you just need to keep an eye on the weather.
Yeah, because it can vary. I mean, near where I live, there's a place called Santon Downham. That's one of the most famous places in the country to get the highest and lowest temperatures at certain times of the year. And it's not unusual for them to get frost even at the end of May in that small area. But having said that, I've had my cactus dahlias planted out in the garden now for about 10 days, 2 weeks, and they're fine. So
yeah, so I haven't moved everything outside yet just because I'm lazy and I haven't got round to it. But I am getting to the stage actually where I'm going to start taking my dahlia pots out of the conservatory and putting them outside. But what I'm going to be doing is keeping an eye on the nighttime frosts, basically, just to see if we do get any of those frosty temperatures. So I'm going to say cautiously, yes, I think it will be okay, but please keep an eye on your weather patterns, basically.
Yeah.
Don't come shouting at me if it gets frosty. I've warned you. Keep an eye on the weather.
Yeah, that's your disclaimer, isn't it?
That is my disclaimer.
Yeah.
All right, but you are saving £10 on the Brown-Eyed Girl. £14.99 is the non-discount club price, but £12.74 if you are in the discount club. We've had loads of customer pictures that have been sent to us on this. The amazing results. Is that Alice? I've forgotten. That one there. I can't remember now.
Look at that.
Andrew, thank you. Sorry. I knew it begins with an A. Andrew, sorry, Andrew. Yes, this was his pictures from, I believe this was last year, and he took those pictures in October.
Yeah. I
remember that much, and look how much that is flowering. That was an October picture.
And the good thing about this Bex is it's compact, isn't it? It's not going to be one of those sunflowers that goes completely berserk and really giant. You've got that lovely coloration in the middle of the flower there. I mean, that's what I really like about these. The sort of the dark button centre, then you get that dark band around the middle of the flower, and they really do flower for month after month after month. I mean, you can deadhead them if you want to, but as I say, because it can't produce seed, it kind of won't go to seed, because that's what, if plants you don't deadhead, I'll get my tongue tied.
Oh my word!
I know, it's not good. If you don't deadhead certain plants, they will go to seed and stop flowering. But this one, you don't have to worry about that.
No, just leave it
Finally
alone.
got the teeth back in.
But just check out how many buds, how many flowers are on there. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are open or coming open, but then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, I think I counted there that are waiting to open, and that's on that plant right there in that 3-litre pot. Just imagine what that's going to turn into. I do hope you get hold of that. That is on the favourites table for a reason, because it is incredibly popular.
And I'm not even going to try and empty that out of the pot, to be honest, because that's too big a pot to try and empty out of. I'm not going to risk that one.
All right, we're going to move on then, shall we? Go on to Geranium Rosanne. We were talking about this on Thursday. Certainly mine and Sean's joint favourite item. And I think, Adam, we can put you in there as well, the three of us. We love Geranium Rosanne.
Yeah, I've planted hundreds, if not thousands of these over the last 5 or 6 years. I discovered this geranium about that time ago. And it's my go-to geranium. I mean, it ticks all the boxes. It is remarkably tough. Once it's established, it's super, super drought tolerant. It will get through any winter. It will grow on sandy soil, clay soils. It will grow in full sun. It will grow in dappled shade. We're even attempt to grow one in a little hanging basket, because I think it worked well there, because it will trail down. I've seen it, when it grows up against other plants, actually scramble up through and almost become like a little climber, growing up through roses and other plants as well. But it's the flowering period on this. My goodness me, this will flower for up to nearly 6 months. No deadheading on this one either. Even if you don't deadhead, it just keeps going, keeps going, keeps going. Masses of these bluey purple flowers, loved by the pollinating insects. Height-wise, it only gets to about generally about 12 to 15 inches tall, but it spreads. I mean, one of these plants in one season can easily cover an area of like the size of an old-fashioned dustbin lid, no problem at all, and even double that size in the following year. You can lift and divide the root eventually if you want, in late winter, early spring. But these really are remarkable. If you've got a big space to fill, if you want to underplant larger shrubs, roses for example, if you want something that's going to suppress the weeds, keep the moisture in, go for one of these. And it's the usual story. You've got that beautiful root system on there, that Rooty Beauty root system, well established in the 9-centimetre pot. When you get these home, these can go straight outside in the garden where you want them to be, and make sure you just plant them in their final place, because once they get established, they get that really big root system. But these are stunning, absolutely stunning, and easy and just prolific.
You can grow them in pots as well if you want to, as you were saying about hanging baskets, but if you're a container gardener, you can absolutely plant these in pots. They disappear over winter, nothing left to show in winter, but every single spring they just reliably come back for you, and they're completely hardy. It's in the title. You don't need any extra winter protection on these, and actually, no problems with slugs and snails.
No, they're pest-free.
They really
caterpillars, nothing seems to bother these.
Brilliant plant.
And as I say, if you want, I mean, one plant, basically, if you was to just plant one plant within sort of one season, it'll cover an area that wide in one go. I mean, really, really big space covering on these. So if you just moved into a new home, for example, or if you want to cover a big area, but for a reasonable amount of money, just get yourself 3 or 4, or a dozen or whatever of these, and you can cover a massive area, and it's job done for the whole summer because you've got really foliage, you've got flower, and once they're established, even in hot, dry weather, they don't even really need watering.
They don't, and they bring pollinators in. So I wonder if this is something that, I mean, I don't have an allotment, so I'm supposing here, but people plant flowers at their allotment to bring the pollinators in. This could be a great plant for in an allotment, couldn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's not going to take up too much. I mean, it doesn't get too high. It'll spread, obviously, but it'll bring the bees in.
Yeah, and the pollinators are good because I was doing a little video this week, and we were talking about aphids and greenfly and stuff. And if you can encourage things like ladybirds and hoverflies, they will predate on the greenfly. So flowers that are really good for pollinators will also help you fight the baddies in your garden that you don't want without using those nasty chemicals.
Plant of the centenary at the RHS Chelsea Flower Show in 2013. Hotly competed, that competition, every single year, but certainly the one for the centenary event was amazing as well. This is why it is our triple joint favourite here at YouGarden. We adore this plant, so we hope that you do get some if you haven't got any already, or if you have, maybe you can add to your collection, fill in those gaps in the borders. 480120 is the item number. You are getting a £10 saving on there. It's £16.97 if you're a club member. If you want to place an order, you go to YouGarden.com. That's where you can type in those item codes or shop the YouGarden TV page and add things to your basket from there. But if you like to talk to people and you're traditional in that way, then yes, you can. You can use the phone lines. They're open until 4 o'clock this afternoon. Shall we move on to the Skyscraper Pretty Woman indeed. Now, we love Skyscraper Lilies, fascinated by the height that these can get to. But this is the white one, and I love white in the garden.
Yeah, white is a brilliant colour, not just that white flower, but that amazing, stunning fragrance on these as well. Really, really gorgeous fragrance, especially at night. And these lilies can get up to 2 metres tall, even a little bit taller than that eventually. And I'm growing these for the first time this year. I'm actually growing the 5 colours, 5 lots of 3. But this one is adorable. You could grow this in a container if you use something like a 50-litre pot, but generally we'll say with the Skyscraper Lilies, plant them in the garden. And what they like, their kind of ideal happy place, is they like their bulbs in nice, cool, damp, moist retentive soil. But they like their flower heads up in the sunshine. So if you can plant them at the back of the border, between other shrubs, between other perennials, that's where they'll be happy. So they'll send up these thumping great big shoots. Look like, sort of when they first come through, they look like giant asparagus tips coming through. And then the leaves start to open up. First year, they might get to about 1 metre or so, but within a couple of 2 or 3 years, you'll get that full height. You can get, would you say, Bex, 15, 20 flowers, possibly, per stem eventually?
I mean, we often say 20 plus once it gets established.
Yeah.
Certainly in the first year, I planted them last year, and I had a good probably 8, 9, 10 flowers on each stem.
And big flowers as well.
Big, beautiful fragrance as well. So this year, I'm hoping for a little bit more, though I was telling Adam, I put them in a too small a pot last year, and then I was supposed to re-put them into a larger pot, and I didn't. So we'll see what I end up with this year. They're tough. They will still grow, and then next year I'll move them. Although we were talking earlier, Adam reckons I could still lift the whole lot and put it in a big pot right now. So I might do that when I get home later.
Still possible, because it's almost like buying a pot-grown plant at a garden centre, really.
Just pick the pot up and put it in there. I'm going to try it later.
That should be fine.
I have not got the white ones though, and I love mixing in the white amongst all the other bright colours because it really does highlight the other colours. It makes everything stand out, doesn't it? And that's why white is a really sort of valuable colour in the garden, because of the contrast that you get. The item number you need is 650139. You are saving £3 on that, and it's not too late. There might be a few people thinking, is it too late to get my lily bulbs planted? You know, my lilies are already up here now. It absolutely isn't. For the last 2 years, I mean, I've got loads of lilies growing, but for the last 2 years, because of some lily trials I was asked to do, I've actually planted lily bulbs much later than this. I actually planted them in June. They still grow. They just flower later on. So it is not a problem at all. You can still get those in the ground and get amazing results this year and every year, which is brilliant.
Did we find out as well, is it white flowers in the world that have the most fantastic fragrance?
No, we were looking at this. Wasn't it Stu that thought yellow was the most fragrant?
Yeah, so what was the answer in the end?
I don't think we found the answer, but it wasn't that.
Because we can think of oodles of white flowers that smell gorgeous, and these are definitely at the top of the list.
All right, £3 saving, remember, £8.49 is your club price on that one. And you're going to get the free postage. So you could just come in and get that, £8.49, free postage, boosh, bosh. Done. Let's go on.
Bish, bash, bosh. Sorted.
Let's go on to the
other brands are available, like Hoover and Miele and all those.
Let's come on to the Hardy Fuchsia collection, shall we? Remember what's in the title? It says Hardy. This is not part of your summer bedding range. These are Hardy Fuchsia shrubs.
They are. So you don't put these in your hanging baskets. We have been asked that, and that's a fair question because these will get to shrubs about a metre and a half tall eventually. And I've planted loads of Hardy Fuchsias over the years, and they're great because they will come back year after year after year, and they kind of have a sort of a dual habit. So if we've had a really mild winter, what they tend to do, they tend to regrow from the height they finished the year before, so they can double in height in 1 year. If it's a really cold winter, the top growth quite often gets frosted back a bit, but don't panic because they always regrow from underground, from the base of the plant, and very quickly they'll send up masses of new stems. All of those will flower for you the same year. And another good thing about Hardy Fuchsias, a bit like us Unbelievable, they can be flowering their socks off right into the end of September, even October. In fact, one garden, I remember one year, even early November.
Wow.
It was still flowering its socks off. And it was underneath a sort of a canopy of an oak tree, which it quite liked, because it got some sun coming in from a sideways position, but it was sort of dappled shade with some sunshine. I find generally fuchsias don't always like to be baked in full-on sun all day. They do like sort of sun first part of the day, second part of the day. They like to have a nice moist root run as well. But all these are bone hardy, bone tough. They'll come back year after year. They'll give you masses of flower in these 6 gorgeous different varieties, and they'll last for years, donkey's years. So yeah, if you want kind of fuchsias for always, go for these, because these are definitely perennial.
And the top tip with fuchsias, feed them.
Yeah.
Don't just water them. Do feed them. I mean, we're going to say that about a lot of plants, but there's certain plants that want feeding more than others, and fuchsias are definitely one of those. They're quite hungry, aren't they?
Yeah,
they do like a good feed.
Use this. We could probably use something like.
You can use Bloom Booster on pretty much everything. I know it's a rose Bloom Booster, but you can use Bloom Booster on everything in your garden.
Yeah, I know it's not on the show today, but it is available if you want that, because it's a granular feed.
I mean, if anybody's got any of our Blooming Fast, obviously I know a lot of your regulars and you're watching, that would be amazing for it as well, definitely. Right, 400947 is the item number if you want to go for the Hardy Fuchsia collection. £7 saving, 1104, less than £1 per plant. Just imagine how long you're going to have those in your garden. The price per flower over the life of those is going to be negligible, isn't it? Do get hold of those. Right, quick question on Geranium Rosanne. Christine on Facebook, hello to you, good morning. Would you suggest mixing the Geranium Rosanne with other hardy geraniums?
I'd probably say no, only for the fact that it's quite vigorous, so it probably doesn't want to share with other geraniums. So
you could plant it next to, and so they at the edges sort of mingle into each other. I've sorry to everybody that's heard this a million times, but I planted some Erigeron Sea of Blossom near to my Geranium Rosanne, and they do sort of gently mingle into each other at the edges. And that combination is beautiful just because of the white and the slightly, different size of flowers. It works really nicely together. But yeah, not right next to each other, just a little bit of space and let them grow into each other at the edges, maybe.
On the fringes.
On the fringes.
On the fringes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hope that helps. If you've got any questions, by all means, put them in the chat or send us an email at ygtv@yougarden.com. Also, send us your pictures. We're nosy. We like to see what's going on in your gardens. All right, final one on the favourites table is the Speedwell, the Veronica Jensen. 3 9cm pots. And actually, do you know what? This is a beautifully elegant plant, isn't it?
It is, and it's a good doer, this one, because it kind of sits in the background. It doesn't demand any attention, and it will gradually spread and form like a little carpet. And for weeks and weeks and weeks, it sends up these really elegant stems of flower. Look at the little striations there on each of the petals, which are absolutely phenomenal, giving it that kind of extra bit of excitement. You've got the sort of the green centre there as well. Bex has just managed to wrestle one out of a pot.
Yeah, the roots were coming out the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same story.
Beauty.
Always the same with us, because we use our professional compost to grow plants in, so that's why you get that amazing root system. And of course, that means as soon as you get this in the ground, and by the way, all these hardy perennials we're talking about today, they can all go straight out when you get them home. No need to worry about any frost or anything for these. They're tough. This is a really nice plant for front of the border. Also looks nice growing in gravel, or rockeries, for example. Great little pot plant as well, or container plant. The foliage is quite nice, and the foliage on these can be sometimes a bit semi-evergreen. I've seen them sometimes in the winter even keeping some of the green leaves, which tend to sort of hug the ground, like a rosette kind of formation on the leaves. The bees, the pollinating insects like these as well. Once each flower spike is finished, sort of chop that flower spike off. It will send up more from the base. It's a really tough perennial as well. It will come back for you year after year. Once established, really drought tolerant, not fussed about soils. It will grow in clay soil, sandy soil. All it really asks of you is a nice, bright, open, sort of sunny spot. Don't make this one compete with other plants, but it's a real beauty. And it's just one of those plants that's not grown enough. When you grow it, you'll love it, because you know, for so many months there, you step outside and you just see these beautiful, very soft, what would you say, purple, bluey purple kind of flower spikes?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very soft colour, isn't it? The shape of the plant reminds me of a delphinium. It looks like a miniature delphinium.
Yeah, it's got that flower spike shape to it, hasn't it? Also reminds me a little bit of the Jacob's Ladder kind of flower. Got a bit of a sort of a look to it like that. But look, when you look into the centre of them flowers, they're just beautiful, aren't they?
Gorgeous. 560645 is the item number. It's a half-price deal, everybody. So we've taken £15 off that. $14.97 if you're not a club member, but it's $12.72 if you are a club member. Please, for anybody who isn't a club member, pay attention to this, because it costs you £10 to join the club, one-off cost. That lasts for a year. But look how much you're going to save. Just on that one item, it's £1.50 you've taken off the price there. So you can see how you instantly or very quickly get back your £10 joining cost. And if you shop a lot for gardening items, you can save a lot of money here at YGTV, can't you? Remember, at YouGarden.com to place your order, or there is the phone line details at the bottom of the screen there, 0844 502 0050. The operators are there until 4 o'clock this afternoon. Right, we're bringing you into the centre now. We've got a few beautiful plants to show you. One of my faves, I've actually got two of these. There's me boasting. I'm showing off a little bit. I do love the Wisteria Amethyst Falls. One of them I've got is about, I think, 8 to 10 years old. The other one is a couple of years old, and they are both doing absolutely brilliantly. I love this plant.
Well, the good thing about this plant is you don't need to get cherry pickers and extension ladders and stuff to prune it, because unlike the kind of traditional Wisteria sinensis, this won't go berserk. This is not going to be the one that, you know, sometimes you get these, you go up in your loft and you actually see them growing through into the loft. I've even seen them get up to people's roofs and grow around the chimneys on the top of the houses. This one's never going to do that. So even if you're just 3 floors up and got a balcony, you can grow this. You can grow this in, we haven't got any by the way, but a tower pot, but I thought I'd mention it. You can grow these on trellis, any kind of support really. I've generally seen these get to about 3 metres tall, thereabouts, in the customers' gardens that have grown them. But you get all the other benefits of a normal wisteria. You get these beautiful purple racemes of flower that are also fragrant. These flower very soon. I mean, pretty much definitely the ones we're going to send out to you will have some flower buds on. So unlike the traditional wisterias where you can wait 5, 6, 7, 8 years before it starts flowering, this is going to flower really quickly for you. It
will indeed, and it has done every single year for me from the first year. This year, I might show you later on if we get to come back to the Wisteria Amethyst Falls. I'll get my video out. You should see how many buds are on it. It's amazing, and it's so easy care, such low maintenance. Prune it twice a year, keep it well watered, put it somewhere sunny, and it just delights. It's a slightly later flowering wisteria as well. I will tell you that, because a lot of the wisterias done now, aren't they?
Yeah, they're going over already. Yeah.
Not this one. Mine is still in bud. It hasn't opened up yet.
And I tell you what I noticed about this one as well, just sporadically as well, throughout summer, occasionally it still sends out the odd flower, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When the mood takes it. And it has really, really stunning yellow foliage in the autumn before the leaves drop. So, and it's a tough plant as well, really, really frost resistant, super drought tolerant once established, but just a brilliant climber that's never going to give you nightmares when it comes to pruning or keeping it within bounds.
Well, unfortunately, our tower pot is still out of stock. Apparently, it's coming in very soon, but you can actually, once it comes in, you could get yourself a tower pot to grow this in, which is what I'm growing mine in, so I can take it with me if and when I finally manage to find a house to move home to. 550238 is the item number if you'd like to go for the Wisteria Amethyst Falls. There's an £8 saving on that one. It's $18.69 in the club. In the club. Let's get in the club.
That's when I was born, wasn't it?
What?
1869.
Yeah, about then.
That's about when I was born, about then, yeah.
You're not supposed to do my punchlines.
I thought I'd get in first.
Right, Rhododendron Hybrid Collection coming up next for you. There's going to be 3 in here. I know you're probably looking at 4 plants here, but what we wanted to show you is that actually there are 2 pink ones. So you might get this one, you might get this one. And that's why we wanted to show you, because we want to be as honest as we possibly can. There are 2 varieties of pink. I know on camera that looks more peachy, but it has got a lovely kind of peachy colour to it. So it's going to be one of that one or that one, and then you will also get the red and you'll get the lilac included as well.
These are just blooming gorgeous, aren't they? I mean,
yes, aren't they just?
Really, really stunning. I love rhododendrons. For me, rhododendrons are kind of that celebratory kind of plant, because what they're saying is we're kind of getting to sort of the 3rd month of spring, we're not quite into summer, and they're those fabulous plants that fill that middle gap kind of, and like you always say, Bex, just after the tulips are finished, the fritillaries, all those spring flowering bulbs, but before all the perennials really start flowering, the rhodies just give us this explosion of colour. They are incredibly tough plants, very, very frost resistant. I mean, they grow up in sort of mountainous areas and places like that where they grow naturally, so they're used to really cold winters. Once established, they're reasonably drought tolerant as well. Just a few things to mention about rhodies or rhododendrons. If you've already got them growing in your garden, along with azaleas and camellias, and the leaves are green and lush and healthy, you can plant these straight into the soil if you want to, but if you haven't got the acid soil, they make brilliant container plants. And I think these are what they call the Yacochamanum type of rhododendrons, which are the more compact, more sort of dome-shaped rhodies, which are great for growing in containers. Just use the ericaceous compost. That's the most important thing. They'll happily grow there. They're great for dappled shade. They don't mind a bit of sun in the morning, a bit of sun in the evening, and they make great sort of bedfellows with things like acers, ferns, hostas, all those kind of cool, Loropetalum. They look good with those as well.
Oh, yeah.
And these flowers from the stage, I mean, if I point out one here, you can see round the back here, there's one here that's just showing the tiniest little bit of colour from that bud.
Still waiting to open.
Yeah.
This one here, look.
So from that point to when they finally fade, that could be 6 weeks. You know, 6 weeks of colour from this. So they're not over in just a couple of weeks. And all you need to do afterwards is deadhead them, feed them as well. Use our citrus feed to feed them if they're container grown, and they'll kind of gradually sort of get bigger and bigger. They're not super fast growing. I mean, this year when the new shoots come through, the new growth shoots, they'll probably grow another 6 inches or so. So it's a great container plant.
It is.
But these are just joy. They're pure joy in a pot in the garden. And one thing you will notice when these are outside is bees, butterflies, pollinating insects will adore them. Really
will. Lovely plant, absolutely. Just make sure you get yourself that ericaceous compost if you haven't got the acid soil in your garden. It is available on the website. I don't think it's on the show, but it is available. 511673 if you would like to go for all 3 of those. This, by the way, everybody, was on the nursery just yesterday.
There's the
so
bees.
That shows you the actual stock, which is where we'd be picking, not we don't pick the items, but that's where those plants will be picked from and sent out to you. First thing on Monday morning, I reckon we're getting on it with the deliveries this year. Look at those.
Do you think one day, on a nice summer's day, we could do a show outside?
Well, we'd like to. This is something that Stu's been looking into.
Is there sort of technical issues?
There's no Wi-Fi out there.
We need
Wi-Fi signal at the
boosters.
nursery is a bit dodgy anyway. So he's trying to look at getting some boosters. But yeah, he'd love to do it and go running it outside.
Good, wouldn't it?
Send one of us off Challenge Annika style.
Love
go
it.
legging it.
Yeah.
Matt can run after us with a camera. Come on, Matt, this way, let's go. This way. So, no helicopters, though, unfortunately.
No,
They would be fun.
Yeah.
I want to be Annika.
You get a drone.
Oh, we could get a drone.
Get a drone.
That'd be fun.
Fly it over.
I could run, and Matt could be operating the drone, following me across the nursery.
Yeah. I like it.
It sounds like a lot of fun, doesn't it? Should we do it?
We've done it. We've designed the programme
There you
now,
go, sorted. Right, 511673 is the item number if you'd like to go for the Rhodey Hybrid collection. Right, I am going to dip into a couple of the emails. You're sending loads. Thank you, everybody. And I really appreciate it. We will try and get through all of them. If you want to send any, go for it. ygtv@yougarden.com. Dave sent us an email the other day saying he's got honeyberries coming, so he's going to send pictures, and I think those have come through, so I'll come to those. Right, I'm going to go for the one. Oh, Amanda sent you this one, by the way. She said, for Adam. This is just a little screen grab from our TikTok live that we did. Yeah, go for it, show him. Just when, I think this must be why we hit 42,200 followers.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it was a good moment.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Amanda, if you're watching. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Dingo says, morning, gang. Just a few plants coming into their own. Enjoy. Cheers, Dingo. We will enjoy. We love looking at your gardens. There is the beautiful syringa. Gorgeous.
I can smell that.
The little pansies going on as well.
Beautiful. Look at that. Yeah.
These lilies are coming up.
So fragrant, that lilac, isn't it? And it's still going to keep flowering for weeks, that one, which is nice as well.
They look amazing.
Oh, my Peruvian lilies, Bex. I should have taken a picture. My Peruvian lilies are looking amazing.
Look at this.
Oh, look at the mix going on there. They've got the ferns, you've got the Miner's Merlot.
Is that a...
It is. It's what you picked up this morning.
That's the Colquitzia, isn't it? The pink cloud. Yeah. There's one just outside the doors here, and I was like, wow, look at that, it's so pretty. So that is, that's hilarious that you've just sent a picture of it as well.
Loved by the bees.
Beautiful plant, that Colquitzia. Another one from Dingo, let's have a look. Oh, look,
Finally,
they look amazing, don't they? The Azalea Pink Spider. Look at the colour of those petals. They're so pretty.
What's that word you use? Petalicious.
Petalicious.
Yeah.
Matt, are you pressing the button? Thank you, Matt. I knew you were busy. I could hear you tapping away doing something. Look at those.
It's good to see him finally bursting open. There's some roadies, look, little roadie coming out the back. Is that Blue Jay at the back there?
That's Blue Jay, yeah.
About to come out behind, which is nice. Oh, I like those little glass dragonflies.
Cute,
They're sweet.
aren't they?
Very nice.
Nice one, Dingo. Hang on, he sent us one more picture. It's tower pots. Oh, you've got the. I think that's what our tower pots are going to become. So you know we've had the roundish holes ones.
Oh yeah, right.
Steve was saying we might be going back to this design, so we'll wait and see when they come in.
That's sort of more of a diamond shape.
Lovely. Yeah. Got all of his clematis. Is it all clematis? I think it is.
Yeah, I think so.
It?
Yeah, all different types there.
They're going to look good. Oh my word, so exciting. Right, Ali G. Ali, you weren't in first this morning. Dingo beat you. Sorry. Right, she says, this is hilarious. Morning all, some photos of what's looking good in our garden at the moment taken yesterday. Also, a garage full of compost and strulch. My husband said, don't buy any more or the car won't fit in. I already have more on order.
Defiant.
I love that. Right, so there is the... There is the picture of the compost, the strulch, the ericaceous compost there as well.
You set
nice
up your own
one,
shop.
Ali.
You're doing YouGarden from your garage.
I love that. That is so cool.
Matt just said you garage.
You garage. Oh, we've got a lovely rose. Is it an Arthur Bell? It looks. I don't know. It looks like it could be to me. My Arthur Bell is just coming out as well. We've got the Caribbean lilies over there too.
Oh yeah, look at them.
Very nice, Ali. Let's have a look. Oh, we're just hearing some orders being placed. Someone's just picked up an amethyst vase. Oh, another azalea, the pink spider.
It's good to see him coming out, Bex, isn't it?
So pretty.
Because, goodness me, the journey that plants go on. Because when we first brought these about, 6-7 weeks ago, they were just tight little buds, weren't they, at the top of each plant. Now to see them finally opening and flowering is brilliant.
And another one for the Caribbean lilies.
Look at those.
Looking fantastic.
Yeah. They're such a gorgeous colour, these, as well. And they last ages, don't they?
I've really enjoyed mine this year.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying mine. I've got them right outside the patio door, so where I sit in my chair, I can just see them all the time when I'm sitting down in the chair. Beautiful, I love them.
Right, Becky, Anne, Linda, Dave, Ken, Neil. We'll come to your pictures in a little while, all right? Just going to give you a little reminder of some of the things you've seen so far, and then we'll head over here and have a look at some more of the beautiful plants that we've got to show you. So we'll start off our review with that wonderful Helianthus, the sun-believable brown-eyed girl in the 3-litre pot, saving £10, £12.74 is your discount club price. Remember that the secret to success with this plant is that it's sterile. It doesn't know that it's sterile, though, so it keeps trying to produce seed by throwing up all these flowers. But it's never going to manage it, which means that you're going to get all of these flowers for ages. They're flowering beautifully now, and they'll keep going right the way through to September, October, who knows, maybe into November, depending on the frosts. 560541 is the item number. Sunflower look, but without the sunflower height. which is brilliant. Skyscraper Lily, the pretty woman, is what we've got for you next. Now you're going to get 5 of the bulbs included here, and we are talking potentially up to or over 6 feet in height and 20 plus flowers per plant once this gets established. I mean, Skyscraper, it tells you it all in the title. You are saving £3 here. It's £8.49 club price. No postage to pay on anything. Please use the code to get your savings and use the code to make sure that you are getting your free postage included in there as well. Next up, we had the Hardy Fuchsia collection, where you're going to get 12 of the plug plants. And remember that these are not summer bedding. These are the Hardy Fuchsias. So these are going to grow into shrubs. You're going to plant these into borders. You could grow these in pots as well if you so wished, and they will come back for you year after year with very minimal maintenance included on these. Beautiful range of colours, £7 saving there. It is 400947 your item number. Use the code please, get your saving, get your free postage as well. We've got the, I love that Stu's just, no Stu, Matt's just, sorry Matt, first time I've done it though. Matt has just called this the Bond girl. She's called Veronica Speedwell. 560645 is the item number. 3 9-centimetre pots. It's a half price deal, £15 saving, just £12.72 in the club. And it's a perennial plant. It will come back to you. It's really nice and easy, beautifully elegant, gorgeous, like miniature, what did I call it? The flower that it looks like, a miniature...
Oh, no, you said delphinium.
Delphinium, thank you. A miniature delphinium is what I think it looks like. 560645 is your item number. Wisteria Amethyst Falls, do get one of these. Honestly, you don't need to have, you know, you can have a self-supporting structure. It doesn't need to climb up walls and fences. If that's a problem and you're thinking that's why you can't have it, I've got one of these growing in a pot with an obelisk that I've sort of anchored into the pot. I've also got another one growing in our tower pots that we will have back in stock at some point soon. You don't have to have it climbing up structures and walls and things. It stays nice and compact in its early years, and it will flower for you in its early years as well. Unlike other varieties of wisteria that can take 5 years, 10 years, sometimes more before you get those flowers. 550238 is the item number if you'd like to go for it. £8 saving on that one. The Rhododendron Hybrid Collection, you will get 3. You'll get the lilac, the red and the pink. You know, these are beautiful at this time of year, filling the gap between the spring bulbs and the summer flowers coming through. Lovely evergreen foliage, completely hardy. They just need 2 things, a slightly shady spot and ericaceous compost. 511673 is the item number for the Hybrid Collection, and it's £25.47. Big saving there, £15 off. That's amazing. Less than just over £8 each. £8.50 each, something like that. 511673 is the item number there. Geranium Rosanne. We are saying, me, Adam, Sean, we are saying this is in. It's our joint favourite. We all love this one. It's an amazing plant, this one. 480120. You're going to get 3 of them. Flowers for ages, low maintenance. You can deadhead, but I never do mine, and it still flowers beautifully. Pollinators adore it. It's really hardy, really resilient, super easy. It's just the best plant, and it's pest-free as well. Let's have a little look in Sean's garden, shall we?
Well, this is Geranium Rosanne in my garden, and there's 2 plants in. I planted them almost 3 years ago. They were in 2-litre pots, I remember, and they've just gone absolutely crazy, and they're beautiful. And I'll be honest, this summer, I haven't fed them yet, I haven't deadheaded, I haven't trimmed them, I've just let them do their own thing. And what is so lovely, the colour is amazing. So from the top of the garden, you see this just mass of mauve. They, for me, are just such a wonderful plant, and I can see why they won Plant of the Centenary at Chelsea. And what that basically means is, in 1913, Chelsea was celebrating its 100th year, and this plant was chosen to be the best plant over that 100 years. So absolutely incredible. Now, in the wintertime, it will die down, and what I'm going to do in spring, I'm going to separate them a bit because they've gone a bit wild here. I might even divide them as well, because you can divide them. But for the time being, for the rest of this summer, I'm just going to leave them because they look absolutely glorious. The pollinators love them as well. And the amount of colour you get, I mean, there's hundreds of flowers there, and these have looked this good for the last several months. It's an amazing plant and one I'd highly recommend in any garden.
Don't they look amazing? Honestly, they look fantastic in any garden. I do recommend them. Adam does, Sean does. Our head gardener's got loads of these planted as well. That's how good these plants are. Right then, so if you want to place an order, go to YouGarden.com. If you want to get ahead of us and have a little shop of what we've got in the potting shed, everything that's got the free postage, go to the YouGarden website. There's a Live Now button somewhere on the screen, sometimes at the top, sometimes at the bottom. Click on that and it'll take you through to the show page. Just scroll down. Oh, lovely, Matt's showing you, look, Live Now. By the way, if you want to watch us on the website, that's where you go to watch us. And then you can just scroll down and these are all the items that have been selected for the show today. These are the ones that have got that free postage attached to them. Now, the prices that you see when you first go onto the website, they might be higher than the prices that we are telling you. But that's because you need to put an item in your basket, enter your code, YGTV1925, and then if you come back to this page from there, it will show you the actual prices. And of course, those prices will go down as well if you're a club member. So if you log in as a club member, it'll even show you the discounted prices there as well. Amazing, I love it. I love shopping on YouGarden.
And if you're a member, it automatically gives you the discount, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is good
It
as
gives
well.
you the club discount,
yeah. Club
you have
discount.
to log in to be able to see it, but yeah, it does do. I love that we give you discounts, 15%, I love that we give you discounts here, for example, on the Beonia Sahara, £10 off, but then by being a club member, you still get 15% off as well.
And also, you have 4 of those £5
Yeah,
vouchers,
it's
which you can use. And there's that magic thing you say about them, look at the expiry date, not the start date. And you can spend all 4 in one day if you want, providing you do them on separate orders. So, yeah, there you
it's
go.
only the expiry date you need to pay attention to. They do expire, but the start date, ignore that.
Yeah, the head gardener told us that.
He did indeed.
Secret.
Right, Beonia Sahara is what we're coming up to next. I'm pretty sure this was... I said I was going to message my mum, didn't I? And I didn't do it. I'm pretty sure this is the one that she was looking for because Beonia Sahara just keeps going.
They do.
For ages. And they don't care the weather.
No, and they're great for shade. So if you've got a north-facing garden, somewhere that just gets sun in the morning. And also, good thing about these, not only do you get colour from these incredible flowers, which are in shades of pink, red, white, sort of other colours in between, the foliage is good on these. So some of them have really bright green lime-coloured leaves. Some have got these very dark coppery, bronzy-coloured leaves as well. The plants we're sending out to you are already in full flower. I would say you could, in probably most areas, keep an eye on the forecast, but in most areas these can pretty much go outside now. You don't need to worry about sort of growing these on necessarily, but you can if you want to. Great in hanging baskets for a shady area, great in beds and borders, pots, containers. They flower non-stop all the way right up until the frost. No need to deadhead them, just water and feed. That's all you've got to do with these, but enjoy the colour from the incredible foliage, enjoy the colour from the flowers. Pollinating insects go mad for them as well. They'll be buzzing in and out, landing on them all day long. Great plants for getting your kids or your grandchildren into gardening because they're easy, they're straightforward, they don't need any hassle, they don't need any sort of fiddling with or anything like that, like in deadheading and all that malarkey. Just water them, feed them, enjoy them, and just use them to fill those spaces, those shady spaces where other bedding plants might struggle a little bit.
They are fantastic for all of those reasons, and that foliage combination I just think is just gorgeous when you know the bronze and the green, and then with those beautiful coloured flowers as well. 24 of those plug plants too. That's going to fill such an area in your garden. A £10 saving on that item as well. £16.99 for 24 plug plants, and they're going to grow in everybody's garden.
And look at them.
Shady, sunny, doesn't matter.
Multi-branched already. In fact, that one, there's a couple in that one. That one's got the bronze leaves and the green leaves already flowering. As I say, you can put these outside now pretty much. But just one quick thing, Bex and I were discussing before the show as well. Anything like this, because of the way the weather is at the moment with these really warm days and this super bright kind of high UV, put your bedding plants outside, but put them in a shady place for the first couple of days, get them adjusted, and then eventually move them into the full sun. Don't get them out the packet and put them straight out in full blazing sun because they can get a little bit scorched. Only for your bedding plants. All the other things like the Hookera, and we're going to talk about things like that, no problem at all for those.
Lovely, thank you, Adam. 401316 is the item number. Just want to address a couple of questions, can I? Becky Morris, will the 4-litre amethyst falls be back? I don't think so, no. I think we've moved to this other one now. I don't think the 4-litre will be back. But please don't worry about the fact that this one is a bit smaller. I know we say they stay more compact, but they do initially, fill a space very, very quickly. So it's not a huge amount of difference, honestly, with how quickly they will fill a space. Once they get going, they will get going.
They've done research, Bex, on plant sizes, and sometimes larger plants take longer to establish than smaller plants. And they've done sort of trials where they've planted 2 different sizes, and over like a period of 6 months or so, they both ended up being the same height. Yeah.
So if you want it, Becky, I would definitely go for this one. I don't think the other one will be back. Somebody was asking, Gregory was asking, and Gregory, do you know what? I've got this thing as well. So I bought the Wisteria and Tower pot from you a number of years ago from the other place. Unfortunately, I left it to grow up the tower pot and not round the bottom. Is there any tips or suggestions you can give about cutting it back later in the year or retraining it so it goes round the whole of the tower pot? I've got something similar happening with mine. So it's growing and I've got loads of growth up at the top, but it's a little bit bare at the bottom. And what I'm doing, and Adam, you might be able to help here, is when I'm getting that longer growth, I'm actually starting to train it to go back down. I don't think pruning necessarily is going to massively help, but the growth that comes out, if you can train it to go back down, you'll gradually fill it. Am I right?
Yeah, I think if you pruned it down too severely, you'd get a mass of loads of sort of wiry shoots that would be too many. So I think, the new shoots go round sort of like an helter-skelter kind of fashion.
And bringing it downwards rather than upwards.
Yeah.
So you've still got to prune some of the whippy growth. You can't just keep going round and round with that, because pruning the whippy growth actually encourages the blooms. So please don't think, I just won't prune it, I'll just keep going round. You still need to, but just tie in or wrap it round and make it go lower. That's what I'm doing with mine, Gregory. So hopefully we'll both have luck with that one. Right, I'll come back to some more questions in a little while. Let's move on to the Hookeras, shall we? The Midnight Rose. We love this one of my mum's favourite plants. She loves Hookeras, and I think it's fantastic because there's loads of different varieties. So if you collect them all, they can look amazing. But this one, the dark foliage, this is why I love this. Dark foliage in the garden, the contrast you get.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if you planted it with something like the Choisy Tanata Sundance, for example, with that yellow kind of evergreen foliage against this. And the good thing about Hookeras as well, I've kind of seen descriptions of Hookeras in books and magazines and stuff, and people say, they died right down in the winter time. Well, they don't always do that. I've found with my Hookeras, sometimes they do keep some lower leaves. So even in the winter, there's still a little bit of leaf, a little bit of interest at the base of the plant. They always come back really well in the spring. They're really good plants for shade as well. I've got some on the north-facing border, and they love it. Little flower spikes come up, which are great, and you can see the little white flowers on those, which is a really nice contrast with the foliage. And these plants, these are really, really good quality plants. I'm going to whip one out the pot, and I know exactly what I'm going to find. It's a dark root system, but it's a really, really... Bye-bye, pot. It's a really, really strong root system. You can see there just how sort of strong that root system is. It's really filled the pot nicely there. These are great for containers, great for beds and borders. They're tough, they're hardy, they'll take frost. They're quite drought tolerant as well once they're established, but they'll also grow in sort of damp north-facing borders. They're a very versatile kind of plant. You could even, if you wanted to, plant some of these in the middle of a hanging basket as a sort of a central feature in a hanging basket. And with this one, in the right position, you get that sort of mottled coloration on the foliage as well, which is really, really nice. You can almost kind of augment the foliage colour on these as well, because in a sunnier position you'll get that sort of marbling kind of look on the foliage like you see in the picture here. In a darker position you'll get more of that plum purple colour, so you can kind of decide. But easy, strong, tough plants, not at all fussy. It really is plant it, love it, leave it kind of plant, to be honest. All I would do is when the little flower heads are finished, I'll just snip them off. But other than that, just leave it and enjoy it and love it.
I love how those flower heads come up and they match the colour of the plant, but then they open up and they're a lovely creamy white colour. Again, contrast, love that. 561227 is the item number, and it's a £10 saving here. £16.97 for those 3 pots. A lovely perennial that will come back for you every single year. It's a brilliant one. Right, I have some more questions. Can I do them? I'm going to try and pepper them in because there's lots of questions, lots of pictures coming in. Anne, I want to cover yours if I can, please. She says, hi, happy people.
Hello.
A question about the balcony geraniums. They arrived this week and potted them up, but I feel they are already very leggy, just as they came. So I need to pinch them out? If so, how much do I pinch out, as it's not obvious to me? Thanks, Anne. Let's bring in the picture.
This is the Decora ones, isn't it?
Yeah, with the balcony geraniums, the Decoras.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't worry about them personally myself, because I think once they've been out in the proper light and stuff for a few weeks, they will kind of green up and reshoot and sort of get a little bit more bushy. So
and they're supposed to trail as well,
they
aren't
are,
they?
yeah. So
I know they look upright at the moment, but they will start as they get bigger.
I mean, yeah, I would just leave them and go with, to be honest. But, you know, if you're really worried, you could just do a little bit of pinching out. But personally, I would just leave them.
If she were to pinch out, just for example on that one, are we talking about like a dahlia pinching out the middle of that one there?
Yeah, I mean...
that growth in the centre.
Yeah, you could pinch that out, and then hopefully in the leaves below, where you see the bud right at the bottom, it would encourage those to shoot. But they do have these type of geraniums. They're not like the normal kind of pelargonium type geraniums. They do have a bit more of an open, wiry kind of habit. That's their nature, because they sort of trail and hang over the side of the hanging basket. So I wouldn't overly worry, to be honest.
There you go. Hopefully that has helped you there. Moving on to the next item on the table, which is the Sempervivum, the gold nuggets. Now these are...
insane.
Easy.
Insanely tough.
Insanely tough, like the most ridiculously easy plant. If you've got dry, rubbish, poor soil, sun-baked, plant these.
Yeah. Do you know, that display, that little picture there, if you didn't water that for 6 months, they'd still be fine. In fact, if you didn't water it for a year, they'd still be fine. They are the most drought-tolerant plant I can think of. And also... incredibly hardy. These will go down to -15, -20. They'll take really, really severe frost. They'll grow in poor soil. The only thing they hate is wet, cold soil. You can kill them by planting somewhere wet, but if you want to plant something in a wall, you might have an old tumble-down wall. If you've got little crevices in the wall, if you've got a old broken patio, if you've got some old pots or containers, or a really dry area with awful stony, sandy, gravelly kind of soil, and you want to get something to grow, house leeks will do it, or Sempervivums, or chick charms is their other name as well. Really tough. I've got 3 of these in my own garden at home. I adore this one, the gold nugget, and it sort of changes colour throughout the year, but it's a tough, robust plant. They call them house leeks. I've heard various reasons. They used to believe that if you grew these on the roof of houses, it would stop lightning strikes. Not quite sure that works out. Whether, you know, if you had a whole lot of these on the roof and the lightning hit them, it diffused it, I don't know.
I think that was the thing.
Somebody else said to me they used to grow them on roofs of houses because when they formed a great mat, they would stop any leaks coming through into the house. So there's lots of kind of things about them. But the things I do know to be true about them from experience from 40 years is they are tough. And kids love to grow these as well. So if you want to get your children, your grandchildren, school children into growing plants that are going to go all the way through the summer holidays without any watering and not even blink, well, go for these, because these are brilliant.
My puppy, who is a terror, likes to chew these, so I've had to tell him off quite a lot because he keeps pulling them out of the pots.
Oh no.
And then I keep putting them back in the pots, and then he comes and pulls them out of the pots again. I mean, they're puppy-proof in that way, because I just pick it back up and put it back. It's not dead, I just put it back in the pot again.
But they do root really easy, though, because what you find with these as well, and they flower as well, by the way, I forgot to tell you that. They said that these lovely, almost like a shepherd's crook kind of shaped flower stem, then lovely little bell-shaped flowers that open into star-shaped flowers, and sort of different colours on the flowers as well, really kind of unusual flowers. But also they'll send out little babies on stems, and if you just take them and just literally push them into a bit of compost or something, they root really easily, don't they?
That's why they're called hens and chicks, because you've got the central hen, and then they constantly produce these chicks, or the little pups, the babies that you can then pot up. Once you've got one, you can always have them in your garden. You can multiply them, and there's loads of different varieties as well, so you can actually start collecting these and have a wonderful colour range of your Sempervivums. It is 3 plug plants, so you're saving £3 on that one, so it's £10 and 19 pence in the club. Becky says, hi guys, hope you're doing well. Thought I would send a picture of my dahlias. I can't wait for them to go out for good, as it's getting boring bringing them all in and out. Yeah, this is why I haven't even started this process yet, Becky. I'm a bit behind. I've got them in the conservatory, so I'm going to start opening the conservatory doors at night time and leave it open at night, because I just cannot be bothered. They were all in 30-litre pots, and there's like 10 of them. I'm not dragging them in and out every night. But yes, very soon you'll be fine. You'll be able to leave those out.
Look how green they were, those
dahlias.
Amazing,
aren't they?
Really, really green. I mean, I planted my cactus, which I got from here. I planted them out about 2 weeks ago now, and they're fine. Yeah. They've been outside. We've had a couple of 2 or 3 degrees at night where I am, but no actual frost, and they've been okay.
There we go. I'm going to do it soon. I will. I just need to make space. Right, make sure you're using your code, please, everybody. It's on the screen, YGTV1925. That gets you discount. That gets you your free postage as well. We're moving on to the Anagallis, the blue Pimpanel. This is called Sky Lover, and we adore this colour of blue. It's a proper bright royal blue, but then that pinky centre with the yellow little dots there, that just is a combination made in heaven, isn't it?
Yeah, this really, really is. This is a relative of the Scarlet Pimpernel, the one that we see growing sort of, naturally in this country. Nice ground cover plant, this one. Height-wise, only probably about 5 or 6 inches tall. Spread-wise, it could be sort of a foot, 18 inches or so. We've actually planted some of these. Matt and I, we planted some of these in a hanging basket yesterday, so we're going to wait and see how that turns out, because we think they'll do really well in a hanging basket. Great for rockeries, great for beds and borders. If you've got a really boring gravelly area or a paved area, with sort of bits broken or missing, providing you can get these plants down into a little bit of soil, they'll grow, they'll thrive. Some people say these are like a half-hardy perennial, but I would kind of treat them as an annual, to be honest. I think that's the best way to grow them. But yeah, if you want blue, and I always say this, I don't mean mauve, I don't mean purple, I mean blue, proper solid blue flowers, like the ceanothus we're going to talk about later. Go for these blue Pimpanel, because they are really, really stunning plants, stunning flowers. They make great sort of fillers in hanging baskets as well, to give that pop of sort of true blue colour. So, for example, if you wanted that, sometimes you grow hanging baskets and you try and do the red, white and blue thing, but sometimes the blue is a bit more of a purpley.
Yeah.
Now you can really have a proper blue. Proper blue in your hanging basket, with proper sort of red geraniums and proper white petunias. So you've got that real kind of Union Jack
that
kind of
really
colours.
nicely, actually, wouldn't it?
Yeah, worked really good. And they like a full sun, well drained, not particularly fussed about soils. Easy to grow. I wouldn't even bother deadheading these. And they'll flower their socks off for month after month. But like anything, like Bex and I always say, any containers, hanging baskets, use our blooming fast liquid feed, keep them well watered. These are going to be adored by the pollinating insects. You can see those beautiful stamens there, encouraging the pollinating insects to come in and take the pollen and the nectar. Even the leaves are pretty. So yeah, try these. Excellent, gorgeous bedding plants for a real pop of true blue, deep blue colour.
480978 is the item number. Big saving on that one as well, actually. £11 off. It's £12.73 club price. So just over £1 a plant there. And as Adam said, flowering for months and a gorgeous colour. That bright blue is going to be absolutely amazing. Right, another quick picture.
I love the pictures.
Dave. I say picture, a few pictures. Dave, he says he made the planter himself. I remember showing these pictures last week, actually, so we're going to get onto these. But yes, his garden is looking absolutely beautiful. That is the Trachlospermum, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that the Trachlospermum? Yes, it's a cane, but I think that's a Trachlospermum. No, it's not.
No.
There's berries down there.
I'll tell you what that is. That's one of our little fruit trees, I think.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. The one that has the purple flowers. Is it a little was it a cherry or an apple? Is the apple the one you've got?
No, it's not appletini. It's too big for appletini.
What's the other one we do?
But
anyway,
looking good anyway,
like
Dave.
Yeah.
He's got lots of pictures to show us,
Dave.
and I want to get it. I want to show you the planter as well.
Put us out of our misery and tell us what that plant is. We think it's a fruit tree, but we can't exactly identify which one, if you know.
This is the honeyberries. He's got his honeyberries coming. Look, he's picking his honeyberries. Lovely. Get picking, get eating those gorgeous honeyberries.
They're really early, those ones.
Amazing.
Yeah, mine are sort of fattening up. They're not quite sort of changing colour yet, so looking forward to that, picking those this year.
And then, doggy, you get bonus points for adding a dog into the picture. Thank you very much. Check it. Right, that pot there, that's what all my dahlias are in.
Okay.
I can't remember what we called it, but we sold those last year, didn't we? And I've got, it's 10 or 12 of them. So I am not lifting that in and out every single day.
No, unless you're going to use a sack barrel or something.
I can see a fig. I can see fig leaves here. I can see lilies.
Cute. I love the dog. I love dogs.
It's like a forest in your garden.
Oh, I so miss my dogs.
Love it. Let's
beautiful.
get to the planter. I want to show you the planter picture quick. Where is it? Hang on. He's at this one. So he said he made this himself, which I think is beautiful. We showed this picture last week, and I absolutely adore that.
Oh, was that from pallets?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. That is
so good.
Yeah. just look at the lushness of that as well, and all those lovely colours. The Miner's Merlot, the Peruvian Lily. You've got the Ceanothus. You've got the lovely pink flamingo
I know,
there.
it's beautiful.
Gorgeous. So lovely.
Love your garden, Dave. That's looking really nice.
I was going to say, I like Dave's in particular because there's no soil showing, isn't it? Which is...
I know, you're a big fan of that,
I hate to see soil, and I love the way you've got it all knitted in.
You take my garden.
So you don't see any bare... I can't stand to see bare soil. It drives me mad.
There's gaps.
Each to their own.
It'd make you mad. You'd be like... Right, marigolds coming up next for you. This is the marigold African sun. Oh, I do love it. Right, so I said this on Thursday. I never used to like marigolds. I thought they were a bit, old-fashioned and da-da-da. However, I have completely changed my mind about that, and it's to do with a particular garden just around the corner from me. And they had these planted in a front border, and I fell in love with them because they just looked amazing all summer. I'd go on my dog walk past, and every single day they looked pristine, amazing, and even on the dark, dull days, they just shone with their own light.
Yeah, they do. In fact, I remember these back in the 1970s when you were just atoms floating in the ether.
I was a twinkle in my father's eye.
Yeah, and I always remember these in my grandma and granddad's garden. There was that classic thing back then where you had that row of red salvias, then you had your row of marigolds, you had your blue lobelia and your white alyssum, that classic kind of look. But yeah, I've kind of fallen in love with these again now as well. Lovely, bright, cheery colours on these. They remind me a bit of the colours of Begonia apricot shades. They've got those lovely sort of popping colours that are nice and bright. And another thing you can do with these as well is these make good companion plants because apparently aphids hate the smell. They hate the fragrance of marigolds. So if you're growing tomatoes and things like that in your greenhouse, for example, or you're growing plants in the garden that are going to be predated by aphids, plant some of these in and around those plants. It will help to kind of to see them off. But look at the root system on that. That cracks me up the way that perfect kind of sort of conical shape there of that root system. And look at those stems, beautiful upright stems. I wouldn't pinch these out as well.
No,
those
you don't need
particular
to,
ones, because they do have a nice sort of upright habit. But what I would suggest you do is just deadhead them when they're finished flowering. Plant them somewhere nice and bright and sunny, beds and borders, pots and containers. They'll keep flowering for month after month after month. Just be a little bit careful with the slugs and snails with these. You might need to put a little bit of stroach or something round because they can be slug bait sometimes. But once they get to a certain size, they're absolutely fine.
Yeah, once they've got past that, they're good. Right, Ken sent in a picture. Oh, sorry, I should tell you, shouldn't I? I should tell you actually about the item we just talked about. £12 saving on that one. You are getting 24 of those plug plants as well. So big number in that one. £15.28, way less than £1 a plant there for something that's going to last you for months in the summer and look good no matter, whether it's sunny or it's dark and rainy. That's what I love about those. 401349 is the item number. Please go to YouGarden.com to place your order. Always use your code to get your savings and your free postage as well. Ken's just sent in a couple of pictures. Thank you so much, Ken, because these are two of my favourite plants. Good morning to all at YGTV. Just a couple of pictures. Ken. So we've got, it's Miner's Merlot. Look at all the flowers on there. Love it. Love the fact that Miner's Merlot looks amazing all year.
It's a remarkable plant.
Every single day of the year, Miner's Merlot looks brilliant.
Yeah, and I like the pot as well, that contrast of colour there. But yeah, that massive, and that's going to look like that for ages, isn't it? That massive flower.
Ages.
And it's easy as well. You just plant it and leave it.
My lavender border out the front of the house that I am having to dig, and I still haven't done it. I've been so busy, I still haven't done it. But yeah, I do need to dig it up. The lavender border needs to go. I'm thinking about replacing it just with Miner's Merlot because it looks brilliant all year round.
Straightforward.
Love it.
Yeah, because if you've got a busy life, look.
And then lovely Caribbean lilies.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ken. That's really nice.
I'm so glad everybody got to grow those.
So am I.
I love looking out them. Every morning I look out and they're on the patio looking glorious.
Right, I'm working my way through your pictures. Keep sending them, guys. We love it. I'll try and get through every single one. But I have talked about the two prices on screen. I have talked about club price a lot. I do want anybody that is watching is going, what is this club about? I want to be in it. I'm not a member. Here you go. Here's some information on how and why you should join the club.
If you love your garden as much as we love ours, then why not join the YouGarden Discount Club?
The club has been running for many years and it's where thousands of our customers enjoy a whole host of benefits to ensure that they get the most out of their gardens for less.
Now is a great time to join the YouGarden Discount Club, as the benefits have just got even better. So what do you get when you join the club?
Firstly, our members will get bigger discount rates all year round. So you'll now receive 15% off our range of plants and accessories, and that's on top of any other discounts you might have.
For those bigger investments, such as garden furniture or lawnmowers, for example, you now get 7.5% discount on all of our outdoor living and machinery range.
In addition to the ongoing discounts, you'll also get more voucher value when you join or renew your club membership. We will send you 4 £5 product vouchers, which you can redeem throughout the year against the cost of your orders.
And as a new added benefit, you will now receive 2 free P&P vouchers, which can be redeemed against the cost of your shipping.
Club members get priority access to exclusive offers and brand new products at our best prices.
We'll keep you up to date with fantastic advice and top tips from our grown experts and professional gardeners to make sure that you get the most from your new purchases and existing plants. The best way to join the club is with our auto-renewal subscription. You'll pay £10 per year, then at the end of the year we will automatically renew your membership to ensure you retain all of your benefits. Plus, the price you pay when you join will never go up for as long as you remain a member, and that's a guarantee.
And remember, when you join the club, you will start saving from the very first order you make, as the discounts will be applied immediately. So with all that the YouGarden Discount Club has to offer, why not join us and start saving today?
We'd love to help you make the most of your garden for less with the YouGarden Discount Club.
So that is why you should join the club, but I don't think we cover how you join the club. It's very, very simple. When you place your first order, there's a little box that says, or I think you can add it in. Do you want to become a club member? You click on it and you say, yes, please, and it will add it as an item into your basket. You pay that £10 and then that's it. You're a member for the next 12 months. It auto-renews, and I do recommend keeping it renewed. Just keep that going, because then you will only ever pay £10 club membership. If we put the price up, say we put it up to £20 at some point, but you joined at £10 and kept your renewal going, you will always only ever pay the £10, which is what is brilliant about this. So it's very simple. You can start saving on your first order today, and then you get the welcome pack sent out to you in the post with your vouchers and your discounts and other things on there too.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane as well. And the fact that you can get those 4 £5 discount vouchers, you can get your 2 £6 P&P vouchers as well.
Yeah, I love it.
All those extra different things. And you're saying anyone, even like 7.5% off a lawnmower or something like that, for example, which you can spend 200 or 300 quid on a lawnmower.
Absolutely.
So that's your 10 quid.
Every little helps. Or someone else has got that saying.
Yeah. But but our savings are better than theirs.
No, that's a different one. Right, let's move on, shall we? Let's talk about some other plants for you. Let's talk about the bougainvillea. Now, we've got 2 available. We're going to talk about the red one initially for you. Do you need help working out which one's red and which one's pink, Adam?
I knew this was coming earlier on. we had a thing about the... I was right the first time.
No, you weren't right. You were not right.
Earlier on, I picked up these 2 pink oleanders, and Beck said they're red.
He didn't. He picked up a pink and a red. He did not pick up 2 pinks.
Okay. So this is the red one.
We're talking about the red one now.
The red one.
Right, so bougainvillea, holiday feel.
They are. Actually, there's a couple of guys who contacted yesterday, Mark, and they were out in their garden drinking sangria.
Oh.
And you know what? I thought of those 2 when I saw this, because just think, blue sky, nice jug of sangria, bougainvillea flowering in the background. Oh my goodness me, it's like being on holiday, isn't it? It's like being in Spain or Ibiza or Greece or somewhere. And these are easy to grow. Now, I'm not going to say to you, oh, you can plant these outside and they'll thrive all the year through the UK. They won't. They'll drop dead in winter if you leave them outside. But I've got one of these that I've kept going for 5 or 6 years. Very easy to look after. So in the summertime, they love being outside. Mine's about to go outside. I've got a day off on Tuesday next week, so I'm going to put it outside. First time this year. Within 3 or 4 weeks, it'll start to produce beautiful coloured bracts. Mine's purple, this one is red. And once they start flowering, oh my goodness me, they just keep going all the way through the summer, right up into the autumn, really floriferous. Oh, I got that word out, good. Looking glorious. They just need a bit of a support. When our tower pots come back in, brilliant for tower pots or something like that. And all you need to do to get them through the winter, you've got two options. If you put them in a cool conservatory, a bright windowsill somewhere in your house, and you don't let them drop below 10 degrees, they'll keep their foliage, and also they'll keep flowering a little bit. With mine, I keep mine in my greenhouse, but my greenhouse, I let that drop down to 2 degrees. I've got a frost heater, so it keeps it just below 2 degrees. But they defoliate between below 10 degrees. But it doesn't matter, because come the spring, just like mine, they regrow, they flower all over you for you again, and they're easy to look after. If you're going to grow them in a pot or a container, though, use ericaceous compost. They do like to have the acid soil growing in pots. But they're easy, they're simple. So give them support, give them ericaceous compost, bright, sunny, sheltered spot, water them, feed them with our blooming fast, and you'll get them to come back like this year after year, looking glorious.
Yes, you will indeed. And all you have to do is choose which one you would like to go for. We've got the details on the screen at the moment, 680-344. That is the bougainvillea. This one's red.
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 Yeah.
Just for the avoidance of
Okay,
doubt.
this one's red. Yeah.
£21.24 if you want to be in the...
And then we've got the white one as well.
This one is the purple one, £21.24 if you're in the club on that one too. Make sure you're using your code to get your discounts and your free postage included.
I don't think it's shown its best side. There you go.
There you
I
go.
think that's its best side there.
That's why you're here, Adam.
Yeah, because their plants have a thing called face-sided.
They do, don't they?
Yeah. So,
it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, they have a good side and a bad side.
I have a good side and a bad side.
You've got two lovely sides.
Shit. 680-345 is the purple one for you. We're going to go oleanders after we've seen Neil's pictures first. Can I show Neil's pictures? Photos taken in the sunshine yesterday. My favourite plants. This is from Neil. He's got his Loropetalum.
Oh, look at that. It's looking happy.
Beautiful. We've got some azaleas.
That was like a little 9cm collection, wasn't
Nice.
it? Oh, look at that, the Aquilegia.
Oh, my Aquilegias are coming out as well. I meant to take a picture yesterday. I do love Aquilegia. There's something amazing about them, isn't there?
That is good for shade as well.
So good.
Even the leaves are beautiful on those.
Love it.
Lovely, lovely.
Oh, the Brunera, the Jack Frost.
Yeah. Oh, and that's another one of those proper blue flowers.
I adore Brunera.
They're good.
I still don't have one in my garden. I think it is a fabulous plant. I love it.
Yeah, go for it.
Lovely clematis growing. Is that part of the Boulevard one?
I don't think that's a Boulevard one.
Could it be the President?
It could be the President. Yeah, that's a good guess. Yeah, I'd say, President looks like that.
There we go. That's the end of those pictures. Thank you so much for those, Neil. We'll come to some more in a second. He sent us some more pictures. All right, let's go on to the oleander pink, Emily, bush. ×2 in the 15cm pots. It's £21.23, which works out as about just under 11 quid a plant.
Yeah, and again, brilliant and easy.
And free postage.
And you can get these through the winter as well. So these will flower their socks off all the way through the summer. They can go outside now in a nice, bright, open, sunny spot. That's where they really thrive. Give them good drainage. In the wintertime, if you're in a really cold area, bring them in if they're in a pot, but not on the mantelpiece in the living room. They don't need to be mollycoddled. If it's somewhere bright, even if it goes down to 4 or 5 degrees, they'll be fine. Reduce the watering drastically. Don't let them go bone dry, but reduce the watering right down. They'll bumble their way through. They're in that position till spring. I have seen these getting through winters more and more in the UK, though, all over the place. So if you do grow them outside in a milder area and we get a cold snap, wrap them around with fleece, not just one little wiggly layer, loads and loads of layers. Go around about a dozen times or so. Those silly little fleece bag things they sell are about as much use as a chocolate Fireguard. So, go around lots of times with a nice thick layer of fleece, tie it up at the top like the end of a cracker, and that will look after it. But if you're going to grow them in your garden, south-facing spot, near the house if you can, maximum sun, really lovely, well-drained soil. There's two, and I mention these all the time, I know I bore you to death mentioning it, but there's two where I live in Swaffham that I first saw when I moved in there 7 years ago, and they're both still there now. They're about doubled in height, and they flower every year, and they're not protected. And we've had some cold old winters since I've lived there, but they've been fine. And I think the reason being, sometimes it's the combination of cold and wet that can finish a plant off. A lot of plants will cope with colder if they've got good drainage, and where we are, it's very sandy, well-drained soil. If you have these in cold but heavy wet clay, then it's game over. They don't like it.
Yeah, I think they're gorgeous, and they can be quite difficult to get hold of here in the UK, but not from us at YouGarden. We seem to bring them every single year, and I know how much people love them. It is a pair. You're getting an amazing deal, honestly, because we've taken £25 off. It's a half-price deal, plus you're still getting a £2.50 discount on there as well.
Can I say one more quick thing on these as well?
No.
All right.
Yes, of course you can. I'm joking.
The head gardener told us a secret as well, because...
yes, he did.
Yeah, because I bought a white one of these, and I had one white one of these. Now I've got 3 white ones.
Yeah.
Because, the head gardener said to us, if you want, you can divide these up into 3 separate plants, because they're 3 separate cuttings in the pot.
I nearly did it just by holding on to it.
Yeah, to make one plant. So
Look,
you can just gently tease them apart. And then you end up with 3 individual plants.
I'm not going to take it any further than that, but you could.
Put on separately. So if you, I'm not going to do it either. But if you was going to do it, just get your hands in and just gently sort of tease them, slowly, just gently tease them apart. Pop them on into separate pots, and one plant becomes 3, or 2 plants becomes 6.
Amazing! I love that. That's so cool.
I'm surprised he told us that, but you know he does. He's a generous guy, so you know he likes you to get more out of what you buy from us, more value for money.
Absolutely. 680031 if you want to get hold of your pair of the oleander bush, the pink Emily's. Hazel is saying her garden is starting to bloom. Can Adam identify the plant in the last photo?
Oh, I need to get these questions.
Geranium family or weed has a tiny purple flower. I'm going to go straight to that one. It's slightly out of focus, but...
Yeah, that's actually a wild geranium. So, but it does have a really beautiful little tiny purple flower on it. And I can't remember the exact name of it, but it is a wild one. Keep it, because it's pretty. Don't get rid of it. It grows in really gravelly, stony, kind of poor soil. Almost grows in dust. So, yeah, go with it. It's
there
lovely.
You go, Hazel.
But, yeah, it's definitely a geranium, but I can't tell you exactly which
It definitely looks like geranium family, doesn't it? You can sort of tell from the shape of the leaves. Just a few other pictures that she sent us as well, then. Beautiful pink flowers. Love those. What are those? Is that a type of rose?
No, that's a strawberry, some type of strawberry.
No way.
Or pineberry. Yeah, it's
My pineberries come through... My pineberries come through a pink flower, but some people's come through a white flower.
Yeah, I think that's pineberry. That's a sort of a...
It's just really close up. I thought it was a big flower.
A strawberry type flower, and you can buy actually ornamental strawberries with flowers like that.
More aqualegias coming up.
Yeah, they're lovely. Look, I love aqualegias, and they're
so unusual, aren't they?
They are, and they're a really good flowering plant for shade, and they're tough. They have a thumping great big taproot on them, and they'll go from year to year to year, and also they seed about. You get lots of little babies that you can then lift and pot on.
I think that's GM Firestarter.
That's definitely GM.
I think it's called that. I think we called it Firestarter.
Yeah, lovely, beautiful plant.
Love
GM.
the colour of that.
Really, really nice.
Gorgeous.
And then look like some little Welsh poppies or something underneath.
Yeah, I've got loads of those growing.
Yeah, once you got them, you can never get rid.
They're just I mean, they're pretty, but at some point you do have to sort of pull them up.
Have you got yellow or orange?
I've got both.
Yeah, you do end up with both in the end.
I've got both of them. They grow under me, under the tree.
Because I start over with one colour, and then I think somehow they cross-pollinate or something, and you end up with the orange ones as well. But
I really like them. I leave them to a point, and then they start to spread a little bit, and then I pull it. But they just keep coming back, so I'm all right with them.
I like them. Yeah, I'm like you. Love them.
Right, thank you for those, Hazel. We've got loads more coming in, so I'll keep dotting those in. Matt, am I taking up too much time? Compost would be nice, he says. All right, let's talk about the lovely premium fresh store compost then, shall we? 100125, let's get stocked up. I ordered 3 lots, 6 bags. Got home yesterday after going out for my nephew's 18th birthday, and my 14-year-old son, who is 6 foot, was carrying them all into the back garden for me. I'm going to be doing some potting up. Have you stocked up? Are you like, who was it? Was it Ali G?
YouGarage.
YouGarage. Who was it who said
Go
that?
shop at YouGarage.
Yeah, it was Ali, wasn't it?
No room for the car anymore.
No room for the car anymore. Have you stocked up like Ali? Do you need to stock up? Because this is the best compost.
It is, by far and a long way, the best compost as well. One thing to say about this straight off, this is and always has been for a long time a peat reduced compost. We were reducing the peat content in our compost long before all the other people, if you like, sort of jumped on the bandwagon. But also what we used to do and what we still do, the small amount of peat we do use, a lot lot of that is made from renewable peat, from sphagnum moss, which is really important. But where we've taken the peat out, we've added that composted wood fibre. That does loads of things, but 3 things I like to point out. It lets the air and the oxygen get down to the roots of the plants. It lets the water percolate through as well. But also, it allows those little roots on the base of your cuttings, your plug plants, your seeds to penetrate down into the compost and get that really fantastic fibrous root system. So that's all really, really important. We've got a wetting agent in this. I always say it makes the compost a bit like kitchen towel. It wants to soak in the moisture. You get those cheaper kind of compost, when you water them they dry out, just cascades off the side, doesn't soak in. With this one it's much more likely to soak in. Slow release fertiliser as well. You'll see these little tan and green beads in here. They're not slugs or snail's eggs, they're actually slow release fertiliser. It's pH balance as well, which sounds gobbledygooky, but it means it's not too acid, it's not too alkaline. It's going to suit the vast majority of plants, which is really, really good. And it comes in these really kind of plain bags. Stu, our other producer, always says, the value's in the bag, not on the bag, because it comes from our supplier to you in a cardboard box, delivered to your door, and it's our most 5-star rated, loved, reviewed, admired, worshipped sort of product that we bring. And over the years, you've sent us so many pictures. I mean, the one that always sticks in my mind was one with daffodils. I mean, I always say you can grow daffodils on a washing line, but we even got a picture from somebody, a chap called Paul, Matt's just told me years ago, he separated 2 areas out. One side he used some of our compost, the other side plain soil, and even the daffodils were taller, bigger flowers, brighter yellow. You wouldn't believe it, but he did it.
Yeah, we've had loads of people doing these kinds of comparisons, actually. I know there's that lovely lady Anna on TikTok who's done a comparison video as well, and it's amazing the difference. And with bulbs, as Adam says, it really shouldn't make that much of a difference, but it does. So that should tell you the quality of this compost. I know a lot of you use it already, love it, and order it time and time again. Anybody that's brand new, please do consider using this. Listen to the chat, listen to what people in the chat will say about this. Check out all of the 5-star reviews. If you want to have a look on the website, go and read through them. They are constantly updated with new reviews coming in. It is the compost of choice. It's the only one that I choose to use now. I will not use anything else because I've seen the results for myself. If you're wary, if you're cynical, I love that. Give it a try. Go on, you don't know until you try it, do you? 100125 is the item number if you'd like to go for it. Eleanor apparently is saying something about it. She says, I never buy any other compost. Absolutely, because we know, don't we, Eleanor, how good this compost is. So thank you for putting that in the chat for us.
I can't believe, Bex, how quick it grows roots.
Yeah.
I mean, this year I've grown masses and masses of my own bedding plants, and I started them off in seed trays, and when I was actually pricking them out the other day into 9cm pots, some of the roots were 2 or 3 inches long, and some of these plants only had a pair of true leaves already.
Yeah.
I put them into little 9cm pots, and a week on, I've already seen little roots coming out the base of the pot. It's amazing because they just want to grow. They just want to form that brilliant root system in this compost. It just makes all the difference in the world using a proper professional compost like ours.
It does indeed. In fact, it was in the chat just then. Oh my word! Why do I lose these things when I just want to go to them? Eleanor said, I never buy any other compost. Okay, it's not the cheapest, but so my plants grow so much better. And that is absolutely true. Yes, we often say, no, it is not the cheapest compost, but we do know that it's the best. And if you want the best plants, my mum, buy cheap, buy twice. End up with bugs in your houseplants and all those sorts of things. It is well worth paying that little bit extra to get the best compost.
That's a big supermarket chain place, one beginning with A and ending in I think it was. People were finding compost from there the other way, burnt plastic, glass, and string in it.
That's why we don't buy it. Don't do it. Composts are not made equal. You might think so, but until you try the good stuff, you won't realise, how good this can be. Amanda says, do you remember back in September I asked Adam if he knew what was growing? It turns out I found out yesterday they were the spring onions I thought had died.
Oh, I remember that now.
Yeah. So she's found, that was, I think that was the picture that she sent us. Hang on, Matt's got to press a button. There we go. There's the picture she sent us. And there's the spring onions.
Yeah, I would have never guessed in a million years they were spring onions.
There you go.
It makes
She's also sent a few other pictures.
And you've got a crop of them as well to eat now as well, which is even more of a bonus. Brilliant.
Look at that
Love
azalea as well.
That's looking superb, that
Thank
one.
you, Amanda, for those pictures. I'm glad you discovered what they were. Right, let's bring you back onto our favourites table, shall we? We're starting off with our Speedwell, the Veronica Jensen. It's not one I've got in my garden. It's not one I've grown, but in full bloom, look how pretty that is. It is. I mean, I'm going to say it's delicate and dainty, but I just mean in its looks.
Yeah.
It's not delicate and dainty, is it?
No, it's a tough plant. It's a perennial plant. It will come back for you year after year. Great for rockeries, great for the front of beds and borders. Does really well in containers, and does quite well in open gravelly areas or stony areas or places like that. I've seen this eventually kind of spread sideways a little bit as well, and then it sends these lovely upright shoots with these really kind of soft, sort of bluey purple flowers with the lovely stripes or striations going through the flowers on there, liked by the pollinating insects. And it'll flower for a good couple of months or so. As each flower spike is finished, cut that flower spike off. They'll send up more flower spikes from the base. And what it likes, nice, open, sunny, bright position. Don't make it compete with other plants. Give it a bit of space, and it will just look fabulous for months and months, and for year after year as well.
Yeah, it really will. And I love the fact that, I mean, I can't guarantee yours will come with flowers on, but certainly 2 of the 3 pots here have the flowers on already. But the flowers do last a while, don't they?
Yeah, they last ages.
Yeah, I'm just going to try
and it will keep flowering over a period of time. Look at the root.
Beautiful rooty plant there. So, as always, amazing quality. 3 9cm pots, half price deal, £5, £15 off, and you still get your 15% discount, so it comes down to £12.72 in the club. 560645.
Because a garden centre near me, the plants that size, they would have those in a 2-litre pot, and they would probably charge you £7.99, £8.99 per plant without hesitating.
Yeah.
So, the size, it always amazes me how we get so much plant. We almost get like a 2-litre sized plant sometimes in a 9cm pot, but that's kind of the miracle of the compost we use as well.
Indeed.
It just creates those amazing plants.
All right, let's move on to the winter hardy fuchsia collection, and this one you're going to get 6 different varieties. You've got things like Dollar Princess, Shrimp Cocktail, Snowcap, Mrs. Popple. It sometimes varies, but what I can tell you is you will get 6 different varieties included, 2 of each. This is not bedding, this is not trailing, this is not hanging basket. These are going to produce winter hardy shrubs.
Yeah, these are plants for good, for always, because these will come up for you year after year after year. They can get to about 1 metre tall, some of these, and also they will flower for many, many months. Fuchsias, funnily enough, tend to have a little bit of an extra burst of energy and flower late autumn into kind of late summer into early autumn. I think they like sort of when the weather cools down a little bit and it gets a little bit more damp, they just actually reflower for you, have that resurgence. If you're going to grow them in the garden, grow them somewhere where they're not going to be baked all the time. Fuchsias can get a bit stressed out if they're in full hot baking sun all day. So that, sun in the morning's fine, sun in the evening, bit of dappled shade in between is good. These are easy to grow as well. Incorporate lots of organic material into the soil before you plant them, and just plant them slightly deeper than they are as plug plants, because what happens is if you plant fuchsias too shallow, they can sort of become loose at ground level and become a bit wobbly. So a bit like clematis, just plant them a little bit lower than where they are at the moment in the little plugs. They'll grow for you. At the end of a mild winter, they tend to regrow from where they left off the winter before. At the end of a cold winter, a lot of the stems can get frosted down quite low, but don't panic about that. Wait until about now. As soon as you see the shoots coming up from the base, trim off the dead growth down to them, and in the same year, without any hesitation, they'll grow back, they'll flower their socks off for 4 or 5 months, and they'll do that year after year after year with ease. So yeah, if you want hardy fuchsias for many, many years, go for these. Brilliant way of doing it.
Yeah, really brilliant way of doing it. 400947, loads of colour, loads of pollinators, and nice and simple as well. £11 and 4 pence in the club, less than £1 a plant. and something that's going to last you for years. Plus, you get your free postage when you use that code as well, YGTV1925. Right, so John has just sent a couple of pictures. He says his garden this morning, and John is in Cornwall. And I love this. It's so pretty. Look at all of these plants. I mean, I would be in there. I'd be looking around all the different pots. I wouldn't be able to keep my eyes off it all.
It's really nice.
I can see all of our pots in there as well. They're looking so beautiful.
That beautiful Alstroemeria. That's
I love
the
that
Indian summer, isn't it? Yeah. And again, it's like one of those really nice plants with the bronzy coloured foliage, which is good.
Look at all the dianthus growing in there as well. Loads of things.
Colours.
I want to scroll across here because look at the height of these. Are those
they're a type of alliums? Yeah, I think they're those. Are they kind of the Nectoroscordum? Those ones? Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. No.
Yeah, I think they are.
Are they? I've got those. Oh, I don't know, but they look amazing.
Yeah.
They look a bit tall to me for the Nectoroscordum.
They look like they're on a shelf or something at the base of that wall.
Still.
But yeah, they're definitely a type of allium.
Well, John, send us a picture when they open so that we can settle this argument and see what they look like. A bit cloudy in Cornwall this morning, isn't it?
Well, actually, the lucky so-and-so's down there might be getting some rain, that part of the world, because goodness me, we do need rain. I know it's nice to have the blue sky, but
really.
It's getting a bit too dry now.
Anthony, can you send your picture again, please? The one of the 15-year-old dwarf lilac. It's come through teeny tiny. I can't show it, so if you get the chance, could you send it again for us, please? Right, moving on to the skyscraper, the pretty woman for you. So we've got 5 gorgeous bulbs in here, and this is a skyscraping lily. Yeah, and this is almost a plant in reverse, because quite often we talk about plants, don't we? Like the helianthus, for example, the sunbelievable. We talk about that being a sunflower that's not going to be massively tall. It's nice and compact. We've gone reverse with this one. Lilies are normally quite compact, but we thought you'd like a giant lily, a huge lily, a tree lily, and that's what this is. This is drama, this is impact, this is a talking point, this one. These can get to 6 foot plus in a couple of 2 or 3 years. Great big thick stems on these that generally don't need supporting. 20 plus flowers per stem, pumping out the most amazing fragrance, and these are just glorious for the front of the border, the back of the border. Very large containers. I wouldn't ordinarily say to grow these in a container. We've got our 50-litre pots now, which you probably could put about 3 bulbs in long term. But yeah, these are glorious. And white flowers, there's something really good about white flowers. I know some people have all white flowers. That wouldn't be my kind of thing, but I always think a nice little kind of stand of white flowers on their own, in their own space, just looks amazing. Yeah, it really does. Looks fantastic. Absolutely adore skyscraper lilies because they're just easy, and that's what I really... I mean, they're easy, but they are just bold and beautiful, and the scent you get from them is amazing. I know people have a bit of a love-hate relationship with the smell from lilies, and I think in an enclosed room, I understand it can be a bit overpowering, but in a garden, that is a beauty. It just wafts on the breeze. Especially at night as well. It's so good. And all they ask of you, lilies, they're very undemanding, but they have a few demands that they do like. They like to have their bulbs in nice, cool, moist, moisture-retentive soil. And they like to have their flowers up in the sunshine. So if you can plant them in between other trees or shrubs or perennials where you can give them that sort of position, that's where they'll thrive. And they'll come back year after year. And after they're flowered, all you need to do is just cut the very top of the flower stem off where the actual flower buds are. Leave the main stem itself to die down right until the autumn, because that will then put energy back into the bulb to give you more flower stems for the following year. There you go. 650139 is the item number. If they come to you with stems on, don't worry, that just tells you they are raring to grow. Still bury the stem, look at the size of the bulb, bury it about 3 times the depth of the height of the bulb, and if that buries the stem, don't worry about it. Just think about if there was no stem on it and you buried the bulb, the stem's going to grow and come up through the ground. So it's exactly the same process. So they're just raring to grow, honestly. 650139 is the item number. 5 bulbs included in there as well. Was it Eleanor on Facebook? Eleanor on Facebook is doing No Mow May. Okay. Good luck to you, Eleanor. I think it's a fantastic thing to do. I have tried it in the past. I struggle. I really do. I've never managed to get the full way through May. Also, I've got 2 dogs, and trying to pick up dog doo-doo from long grass is an absolute nightmare. So it is a hard pass for me on that one. I will try. Yep. Anyone else doing it? I'm going to be a bit controversial here, because there's a bit of a two-way argument on that, because it is a good thing in one way, but some birds, for example, they can't actually get worms and stuff out the ground for really tall. In my garden, I have loads of blackbirds, thrushes, and they love
to get all the worms and stuff out. Whereas if the grass gets really tall, they can't.
Yeah.
But also a lot of lawn wildflowers like daisies and stuff, they will die out in really tall grass. And they have sort of found out as well, there's been sort of evidence that they get much higher hedgehog deaths after, because the hedgehogs move in to the tall grass
and then
when they mow it for the first time at the end. So there's always
it's hard, isn't it? You can't do right for doing wrong sometimes.
There's always a plus and minus with everything. I mean, I'm not dissing No Mow, mate. I'm just saying, you know, so sometimes there's always an argument for perhaps, you know, keeping one bit of grass sort of mowed.
I like that. And then, apparently she's just doing the top part.
And letting the top part grow. And I think you've nailed it there. You've done the best of both worlds.
I've seen some signs up recently along the roadsides and stuff where it says we're not mowing here, because I think it's part of this no mow, you know.
Well, it's a cop out for the council, isn't it? Not to cut the grass for a month. That's basically what it is.
Oh, we don't have to pay that.
Yeah. That's a saving. Tick.
Well, do you know what? It's a lovely debate, isn't it? It's very interesting. You know, different arguments on the different sides of the argument for these things. But yes, Eleanor, good luck to you on that one. I do try, but I never manage it.
It's so flipping dry where we live anyway. The grass has stopped growing anyway at the moment, so I don't even think it's going to be an issue for May, to be honest.
Right, Eleanor on email, I'm assuming it's the same Eleanor. She says, the first year I'm going to have plums and I bought my mini orchard back on the previous channel. Oh, Eleanor, well, I'm very pleased that you are getting those plums. That looks like a very wonderfully healthy and happy and well-spaced branched tree you've got there.
That's looking really nice, that one. So
you have pruned that beautifully. Look at all of those.
Yeah, I mean, you might even want to thin a few of those out, possibly as well.
That's quite a lot.
Yeah, don't worry about because if you get too many, so yeah, as they start to develop, you might just need to take a few of the in-betweeny ones away, just to allow the other fruit to kind of swell up a bit.
You get bigger plums that way, or you'll get lots of little ones.
But
it's up to you.
When you taste your own homegrown plums, that's going to be like the taste of plums you've never ever tasted before. Because the supermarket ones, I'm not dissing supermarkets, but they can be a little bit sometimes, can't they? So growing your own.
I'm going to do one more picture because I'm being a maverick. Neil C. Hosters for the first. He's used Strolch. This is the first time in years there's no munch holes. Check that out. Now I really want to send this picture to the person I'm having a debate with on TikTok at the moment, because they're being very, 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 very mean. They're very mean, and they think it's just chopped straw, and you can get that. And it's not true, is it, guys? We know how good Strolch is. Look at that. That's how you get amazing results.
I've put masses of it around my hostas. I've released a video today on. It's coming out on YouTube. I've got it on the Instagram and stuff, and it does work. I use it in my own garden, and it definitely keeps the slugs and snails away from my hostas. But what I like about it, it doesn't kill the slugs and snails, so they're still there for the hedgehogs, the thrushes, the blackbirds to eat. So no, it's not just chopped straw. You know, sometimes it's like, do your homework, learn your facts before you make a comment, and then come back and say something.
Never mind, you've got to have a thick skin in this job.
Right,
Geranium Rosanne is up for you next. This is the lovely hardy Geranium Rosanne. It comes in the 3 9cm pots. You've got a £10 saving here, and please, please listen to what Adam's got to say about this plant, because we adore this plant.
How long have you got?
Amazing. Well, shortly.
Matt said I could talk about this for an hour and a half.
We could talk about this for an hour and a half. It's an incredible plant.
Yeah, Rosanne has taken the world by storm. I discovered this about 5-6 years ago, this geranium. And it's pretty much a geranium I always go for, because it is, let's tick all the boxes on it. Once it's established, I found it to be really drought tolerant. It gets through any frost, so -10, -12, no problem at all. It dies down under the ground during the winter. I've seen it grow in clay soils, I've seen it grow in sandy soils, I've seen it grow in full sun, dappled shade. It makes the most amazing ground cover, suppressing the weeds, reducing the competition from other plants as well. Even in one of my customers' gardens, it grew next to a rose bush, then it scrambled up through the rose bush and almost became like a sort of a geranium climber. So it's,
nice.
We're trying it in a hanging basket this year. When I say we, I mean us here. We've got one out in the greenhouse there. We're trying because we think it will be a good trailing plant for a hanging basket. But it's the flowering period on this. About 6 months of endless flower, no deadheading involved. Loved by the pollinating insects, the bees, the butterflies. The leaves are beautiful as well. And one of these plants in the first season can easily get to the width of an old-fashioned dustbin lid, even bigger than that. And at the end of the summer, just leave it. Don't cut it back or anything. Just leave it. The foliage will kind of die down, and then by the spring you've got this sort of skeletonized kind of just little kind of sticky kind of branches on the ground. Lift them up, cut them off about a couple of inches above the soil level. It will reshoot, but it will get back to that full size.
I didn't even have to do that. Mine completely just disappeared.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was the rain or whatever. Just completely got rid of it.
They just come back, don't they? And
honestly, it's amazing. I do not do anything to it. Since planting it, actually I trimmed it just a little bit once, just because it was encroaching a little bit onto the grass, but that is all I've ever done to it.
That's all you do. So if you want to cover a big space really quick, and also, what was I going to say, big space really, really quick, and you don't want to sort of this to compete with other plants either, because it will actually cover its own space in its own right. And once you plant it, it's one of those what we call sort of plant it, love it, leave it. My hubby's got some in the front garden. Loads of my customers have got these. So if you've kind of just moved into a new house, or you've got a new bit of ground, and you just think to yourself, I just want something that I can plant that's going to flower for 6 months. I don't need to deadhead it. I don't need to water it. I don't go for these, because they just almost tick every single box for me. And eventually you can lift them if you want, and then you can divide the roots up and make more plants, and do that late winter, early spring.
Yeah, I reckon I might do that to mine next, if I'm still in that house. I might do that to mine next year. It's been in the ground about 3 years now, so it's a perfect time to do that. Create more plants in your garden, which is the brilliant thing. 480120, you're going to get 3 of those. Please listen to us when we tell you how good this is, how valuable it is in your garden, and how easy it is to look after. It didn't get given the Plant of the Centenary Award by the RHS in 2013 for no reason. That competition is fierce every single year for Plant of the Year. Can't wait to be going next week. It is a fierce competition, so to win it for the Plant of the Centenary, that is incredible, honestly. It's brilliant, brilliant plant. 480120, go to yougarden.com to place your order. There is a phone line if you like speaking to people. The number is on the bottom of the screen, 0844
502 0050.
Thank you. There you go. Let's move on, shall we, to the last item on the table, the Helianthus, this unbelievable brown-eyed girl, the wonderful sterile plant that's going to give you flowers, 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 and more flowers.
Yeah, and so we've done reverse on this, because normally you think about sunflowers being humongous, those 3 or 4 metre things with that great big dustbin lid-sized flower on the top. Well, these, we've shrunk them all the way down. So these are about 50 to 60 centimetres tall. Masses of flowers on these all the way through the summer. I'm really struggling to talk today.
We're both struggling, aren't we?
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody.
Is there some sort of like gas being released in here or something we're not aware of? Flowering all the way through the summer into autumn. Bex, who sent the picture earlier on? You remember, you're good remembering.
Andrew,
Andrew sent us pictures, I think from last year. October, he took the pictures. These were still looking, there you go, October, still looking like midsummer. Glorious amount of flowers. And the reason being is because this plant can't create seed. And what do plants want to do? Ultimately, their whole aim in life is to flower, set seed, and then they die, generally, because the job's done. Because this one can never set seed, it's frustrated, so it just keeps flowering and thinking, well, if I put out another flower, perhaps this time I will create seed. Doesn't work. I'll flower again. Doesn't work because you can't set seed. So you just get masses and masses of flower on these. Good for containers, good for beds and borders. You could grow a little hedge of this if you wanted to as well. Great for getting the children, the grandchildren involved, because they all love those beautiful daisy-like flowers, those lovely dark centres there as well. As the flowers mature, you get the more sort of darker, bronzy, concentric, circular bit in the middle of the flower, opening out to those beautiful, yellow, bright, cheery, lovely flowers, really. Very, very gorgeous, healthy foliage on this as well. And what you see here is what you get. This is the type of plant we're sending out to you. So out of the box, into your garden, already flowering, plant it in a nice, sunny, well-drained position or a container, and just enjoy flowers for the rest of May, June, July, August, September, October, perhaps even into early November.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get 6 months surely out of that, which is amazing. And constant flower power here. £10 saving, £12.74 is your club price. That is well worth it for those bright, beautiful, cheery flowers. There's loads on there. You cut them, bring little, you know, indoor displays inside. Enjoy it on the plant as well. 560541 is the item number. Vicky, I love this. So Vicky said, so pleased my ranunculus have returned to this year. Just to let you know, Adam, the soil has seeds in, so shouldn't be bare for long. I love Adam has become known for hating to see any kind of soil, but those ranunculus are looking gorgeous, Vicky.
Yeah,
love
nice.
the colours of those. Matt's going to press the button in a second so that we can all see it. Yeah, that's the button. Look at that!
They are, yeah, really, really nice. And by the way, if you have
careful, there's soil on it. Don't look too close, you might get mad.
You know, if you've got bare soil, don't worry about it, because no, I'm always one of these proponents for your garden. You do what you like. Don't ever be bullied or badgered or cajoled into, your garden, you do what you like. Don't let anybody else tell you what to do with it. Your space, enjoy it. There's too much being told what to do in the rest of life, isn't there? So
there is indeed.
It's nice to be able to do whatever you like to do in your garden.
Yeah, we like taking the mickey out of you, though, Adam, because you take it so well.
I don't mind.
Just want to answer a quick question for Tony. He says, Bex, couple of questions. What is the right position for Skyscraper Lily? He says, your website shows full sun and shade. Agree, it can be a little bit confusing sometimes. Also, Cornus sanguinea. I have read that it needs ericaceous compost, but you don't say that it does. I don't think it does it?
No, some Cornus do. Things like Cornus Fuchsia, they like acid soil, but the sanguinea is fine in ordinary soil. It likes damp soil. And
when it comes to your lilies, they do want to be in a full sun position, but the bottom of the plant could be in shade. They grow quite quickly, but so as long as the top of it is in sun, it's fine. If the bottom of it's in shade, that's fine.
Yeah.
So I hope that helps. But they do want direct sun.
Yeah. Imagine sitting on the riverbank and dangling your feet in the river. Nice cool feet, nice warm hot body.
They don't mind cool feet, but they want to be hot up top. Hope that helps you, Tony. Right, more pictures and things. In fact, Stu has sent the next pictures in. He says spring garden highlights. So we will be having a look at Stu's pictures in a little while. We're going to do a review first, though. We need to remind you some of the things that we have looked at so far. This is the Beonia Sahara. 24 plug plants included in this one. This is loads. I love this. 24 plug plants, £10 saving. Each one of those plants is going to grow to 30 centimetres approximately height and spread. Times that by 24. That is a lot of plants, a lot of colour in your garden. Of course, begonias we know are a customer favourite because they can cope with all that the summer weather has to throw at us, whether it's hot and dry, wet and windy. They also don't mind a sun or shade position, so this is a really versatile, really easy plant. And the combination of colours from the flowers with those lovely little yellow dots in the centre, but also the green foliage, the burgundy foliage, that is what makes this an outstanding plant for all of those reasons. Please get hold of these. They are one of the best things you will have in your garden. If you've never grown them, you'll be grateful you got hold of them. 401316 is your item number. Please use your code. You will get free postage. You will also get the savings that you can see on the screen as well. Hookeras Midnight Rose. Yeah, lovely name because it's got beautiful dark foliage, but then as it matures, you do get this lovely sort of pink speckling to it. It sends up these gorgeous flower spikes that have, you know, little white flowers on, but actually it really does sort of bring the plant alive. Great for, I mean, they can be in a sunny spot, but actually what I love about Hookeras is that they can cope in more shady spots. My mum has hers planted underneath the massive great big magnolia tree in the middle of her lawn, and they work so well under there. 561227 is the item number. 3 9-centimetre pots there. £16.97 is your club price. Remember, you get free postage on everything as long as you use the code as well. Make sure you put the code in, you'll get your free postage on everything from us in the potting sheds. The Sempervivum, the Gold Nugget, 3 plug plants included here. Now, this is for a bright sunny spot, and this is for poor soil, and this is for if you can't be bothered to water anything, because these can cope with all of those things. You can even grow these on windowsills, in actual fact. My nan used to have these all on her windowsills in a little conservatory place. But they will spread, they will give you little babies. As you can see, they're known as hens and chicks. The hen in the centre, they constantly produce these little babies. Gravelly soil, sandy soil, and yeah, if you just can't be bothered to water, this is going to be a perfect plant for you. 481026 is the item. I love that. I like it, just a whole little collection of them all in one pot together. Very nice. £10.19 is your club price. Next, we've got the Anagallis, the Sky Lover, the blue Pimpanel.
Now, it is what we would call a tender perennial. Most people do grow these as annuals because, you know, they need that protection to get them over winter. It's up to you if you want to try and get them through to next year. Most people do grow these as annual plants. £12.73 is your club price. A really bright blue colour you're going to get from these. The bluest of blues. They are amazing. You could even put these into hanging baskets or tumbling in. They will tumble, they will trail a little bit. So pots tumbling over the edge or hanging baskets trailing. 480978 is the item number on that one. The Marigold African Sun, 24 plug plants again included here, and these ones can get a little bit taller than other marigolds. These can get to 40-50 centimetres in height. Bright sunshine yellows and those gorgeous orange colours in there as well. Great companion plant if that's what you're looking for marigolds for. But if you just want bright colours in your garden, then these are the ones you want to go for. $15.28 for 24 plug plants. Way less than £1 a plug plant there. 401349 is your item number. The Wisteria Amethyst Falls, one of our favourites. Every year we bring you this and it is gorgeous. So this flowers really early. It flowers in its first year. That is the amazing thing about this. Plus it stays less vigorous than other varieties. Some people have to wait 5 years, 10 years and more before they'll get flowers on their wisteria. That's the Asian varieties. That's their kind of cousins. This one, no, you don't have to wait that long and it remains more compact. Pollinators absolutely adore it. It's pretty low maintenance as well. Twice a year prune, put it somewhere sunny, keep it regularly watered. That's all you've got to do. I got 2 of them. And I'm not trying to brag or boast, I'm just trying to tell you how good this plant is. They're so good, I got 2. One of them's been alive and well in my garden for about 8 to 10 years, I think I've had it for now. 550238 is the item about. They can live for decades as well. With the right care, wisteria can be in your garden for decades. Right, next up we have the Rhododendron, the hybrid collection, 315 centimetre, really nice big pots here, nicely established plants, lilac, red and pink. The pink might just vary in shade slightly, but you will get 3 amazing varieties. Evergreen, flowering at a perfect time between your bulbs fading and your summer flowers coming up, really bold, showy flowers as well. They almost look like fake flowers. They look like silk flowers. They're so beautiful. 511673, you will get all 3 and a big saving there. I mean, for the size of these plants as well, £15 off, £25.47. So that's 8, 16, 20, it's £8.50 a plant. You would pay that for a much smaller plant, maybe a 9 centimetre pot one, particularly of the rhododendrons. 511673 is the item number on that one. Make sure you're using your code, please. That's how you get your savings and your free postage as well. Helianthus, unbelievable, the brown-eyed girl in the 3-litre pot. Okay, this is a great recommendation if you want like true flower power in your garden all summer long. Looking at the plant in front of me here, and they all look like this, I know, because I was walking out in the nursery the other day. There's probably between 15 and 20 flowers either open or ready to open. And that's now, right at the beginning of May. You've got all of June, July, August, September, going into October as well. You've got a good 6 months of constant flowers on here. It's a sterile plant, and that's where its secret is. It's just constantly throwing out these flowers, trying to produce seed, but it can't produce seed. That's why it keeps giving you flowers. It's really clever, and it doesn't get tall like, sunflowers do. Love them, but we can't all have them in our gardens, can we? 560541 is the item number. It's £12.74 club price for that one. Geranium Rosanne is up next. Our joint favourite here in the potting shed. We adore this one. If you want something easy, flowers for ages, you can plant it, leave it, love it. You don't actually have to do anything other than plant it. Obviously water it. If you want to feed it occasionally, it'll appreciate it, but honestly, you don't really need to do anything else with this plant. It forms a lovely clump. You can divide those in later years. It'll spread by about 50 centimetres, reaches about maybe 30, 40 centimetres in height, constantly covered in beautiful flowers. Pollinators adore it. It's just simple and it's hardy. Do remember, you don't have to do anything to it. It will come back year after year. And then we had the Pretty Woman Skyscraper, 5 bulbs included in here, big, bold, beautiful flowers, amazing scent. They can reach over 6 feet in height once they get established, and they will have multiple flowers on them per stem. You could be talking 20 flowers plus. You could cut the tops off. You could use these as cut flowers if you want to. Just allow the stem to die back down on its own. Let it go down right into the, to autumn time, and you'll be able to feel when it's gone brittle and all the goodness has gone back into the bulb. Then you can chop that stem off and it will come back for you the next year. 650139 is the item number. It's just £8.49 for those. The Hardy Fuchsia collection, the 12 plug plants, yes, I said hardy. They will come back for you year after year. They don't need any extra winter protection. These are shrubs. These are not your summer bedding to go in your hanging basket. These are to go in the ground or pots. You could grow them in pots as well. They want a dappled shade or a part shade position. That's where they perform best, and do feed them. Fuchsias are hungry plants. Other plants you can get away with less feed or not feeding, but these ones really would appreciate it. That's how you're going to get the best flower display from this. 400947 is the item number, and it's just, it's £11.04. £11.04. Please break that down. 12 fuchsia, and these can get to a metre height spread, and they will be in your garden for years. And that plant has cost you less than £1. It's cost you like 90p. It's amazing. 400947. 560645, however, is for your gentian speedwell. This is the Veronica Gentianoides. 3 9cm pots here. Elegant, delicate, beautiful. I say delicate, but I mean delicate looking. I don't mean the plant is delicate. This is hardy. It's easy. It'll come back for you. It gives a lovely cottage garden feel. It's got the most delightful, beguiling, to steal one of Adam's words, flowers on here. And you just get these lovely tall spikes that appear with those on. You get the 3 9cm pots. It's a half price deal, and it's just £12.72 in the club. Free postage, as long as you use your code YGTV1925. Always enter that code. That's how you get the best offers and the best deals, and the free postage as well. Compost, yes please. Come on guys, you need to make sure you've stocked up on your compost. We all do, don't we? 6 bags got delivered to my house yesterday. I'm looking forward to getting home later. As long as my husband's ripped up the carpet, because we're having a new carpet put in, because my dog chewed it. So as long as he's ripped up the carpet, it means I can get out in the garden once I get home later.
So you're planning to move, and you've got to invest in a new carpet, thanks to the dog?
Thanks to the dog, yeah.
Naughty dog.
It's only, I say only, it's only the hall, stairs and landing, but he annoyingly chewed a hole at the bottom of the stairs and right at the top of the stairs, which means that all of it needs to be replaced.
We had our dogs do something similar, because we used to keep our dogs in the kitchen, and we used to have a step up into the kitchen. The guy carpeted the step up the side and halfway across the step and put one of those bar things across, but they found a loose thread. Yeah. And they had a little sort of... one of those gates things, and they got their nose through and they pulled the
thread.
Yeah, and when we got home, the thread goes zigzagged, and there was miles and miles of thread in the kitchen.
It started because my son took a bowl of cereal upstairs, which he knows he's not supposed to do, but he decided to sneak it past and spilt milk as he was going up the stairs, and then didn't clean it up properly. And he did tell me, and I didn't, because I was busy watching something on telly. But the dog obviously went, and I was like, ooh.
That's nice, yeah.
Licking up the milk, but then was trying to get, and then the threads started coming, and then he was like, oh, this is fun, and started pulling all the threads out. And so then he got a taste for it. So it wasn't just the bit where the milk had got spilt. He started doing it at the bottom of the stairs and then at the top of the stairs as well. So there's 3 holes.
Oh, no.
It's cost me 500 quid.
You have to send him out to work.
Yeah, no, he's naughty, isn't he?
Yeah.
My husband keeps telling me that he's going to donate him to the dog shelter. He's not happy with him. He's not happy.
Anyway. You forgive me in the end, though, don't you?
I love him. He's beautiful. He's such a gorgeous dog. He's starting to annoy me as well, though. Anyway, enough about my tales of puppies. Let me know the tales of your dogs, though, please. What's the naughtiest thing your dog has done? I mean, Jake is... There's a few. He quite likes peeing up the corner of our bed at the moment. 3 times he's done that, cocked his leg up the corner of our bed. I have to get the Bissell out and clean it.
Nice.
It's a nightmare.
Very quickly, we did, John and I once, we bought some new feather down pillows.
Yeah.
and we thought it'd be nice to leave the old ones for Jack and Henry in the kitchen.
That was a stupid idea.
Yeah, so we went to work, we put the pillows down in their basket, thought, oh, you're going to love these.
And they did.
We used to get a dog walking lady. I got a phone call about 1 o'clock. Adam, it's dawn. Your house. I said, what? She said, there's feathers everywhere. She said, I don't know what's going on. She said, they've all gone into the living room. They're all out in the garden. The dogs are just, they look like ghosts. They're just, yeah, they literally ripped these pillows to pieces, and we were finding feathers for about 6 months.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so
all right, I'll go home and tell my husband.
Don't give your dogs feathered pillows and go to work. It doesn't work.
All right, let's go on to the rose, shall we? As you know, we work so very closely with Hookeras Roses, who are an amazing rose breeder. They are fantastic at producing disease-resistant roses. We have loads of them available, but the one we brought into the potting shed for you is called Easygoing.
Definitely not named after your dog.
Definitely not named after Jake, no.
Yeah, but now this is a fabulous rose, this one. You've got these lovely apricot orangey flowers on this. It's a floribunda rose as well, so you can get lots of flowers on this. Nice and compact, getting to about 1 metre tall. A sort of a gentle fragrance on this. It's not in-your-face fragrance, but it's certainly a really, really nice fragrance on this. And you've got that super healthy disease-resistant looking foliage. And roses, I really fell in love with roses. In my old garden where I used to live, I could never really grow roses. It wasn't bright or light enough, and they were always kind of really spindly. Then when I got to my new garden, much more open, the roses, they thrive there. So now I've got about 8 or 9, 10 different roses. I found them sort of easy to grow, and sort of this one, it's got that really happy, bright colour to it as well. And as soon as it's finished flowering, deadhead it. What I normally suggest is, if you go down the stem after the main flower is finished, to I sometimes say about the thickness between like a drinking straw and a pencil, cut just above an outward facing bud. It'll reshoot for you, and then what happens is it'll flower for you again, so you can get that repeat flowering on it as well.
Absolutely, and it's so easy. I mean, there are some tricks, as Adam's pointed out, the outward-facing bud. If you haven't got a clue, don't worry. Honestly, roses are so resilient. You could chop a stem anywhere on a rose.
Yeah.
And it will still do its thing. Of course, if you want to learn about it and do it, honestly, it is, you know, there are some tricks you can use, and once you've learnt it, it's great. But Matt's just saying I hacked one back in my garden. Matt's learning about gardening, aren't you, mate? So oh, bless him, right, he's got little kids, so he decided to get rid of it, hacked it back, but it still came back. You've got to dig the roots out, mate, if you want to get rid of that.
Well, that's...
He will do, but... Honestly, they just keep going, so you don't even need to worry too much.
And this one's already, this was a bare root plant, but already it's really nicely rooted into that compost.
Rooted.
You can see the root system developing there. Oh, just one quick thing as well. When you actually get to finally plant this, you see this kind of this knuckly bit at the top here.
Yep.
Make sure that is about between 1 inch and 1/2 inch below the soil level. Don't leave it sitting proud of the soil level. That way you won't get wind rock that can affect roses in the winter. It also prevents the suckers from developing from the base as well.
Yeah, it's really, it's a small point, but it's one that actually does make a big difference when you bury that, because if it rocks, then it destabilises the plant. It can affect the roots on it.
And feed your roses.
Yeah,
they love a good feed. Get them established, feed them, and that will encourage that healthy foliage, those lovely flowers. But this is a rose you can have for years, donkey's years. And of course, one thing we're not mentioning today is this will have their little snowflake symbol on it as well, which is our winter hardy guarantee. And any plants that have that, if they fail for whatever reason, whether it's 1 year, 5 years or 10 years, we'll send you out another plant free of charge. We'll just ask you to pay the P&P.
Right, Stu has sent some pictures in. So these are his spring highlights in his garden. So our Stu, this is.
Hey, morning, Stu.
He has sent tiny pictures. I'll zoom slightly. So we've got the amazing, I know it's not in stock at the moment, everybody, I'm so sorry, but if you've got yours, I hope yours is looking this good. Mine is looking that good as well. That's the Ceanothus standard.
Yeah, and if you want one, just jump over Stu's fence in his back garden.
Yeah, we'll send you his address, don't worry.
That's beautiful, that one.
They'll be back in stock, hopefully, end of June, early July. We have bought all the stock in the UK and beyond, apparently. So we will have those back very, very soon. Obviously, you're going to have to wait for the flowers for next year, but I would get them this year. Ooh. Is that a peony? Is that a peony?
That's a rose.
Oh.
Yeah. I think it's a rose. Well, it's got rose foliage around it.
I couldn't see thorns, which is why I went peony. Oh, no, there is thorns.
Yeah, no,
that's why I went peony.
Yeah, that's a rose.
That's a beautiful rose.
They're early this year, the roses.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah.
Arthur Bell just came out for me yesterday.
Yeah, I know, really, really early. But because
not the whiskey, no. I mean, it's named after a whiskey.
But then we've had so much sun and warm weather.
That's a lilac, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one of the palabine.
That's the beautiful lilac.
Looking nice there.
There's a lot of flowers on there.
These are all stews, are they?
Well, I'm going to say well done, Sam, not well done, Stu.
All right.
Sam's the gardener.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
Stu knows a lot about plants.
Mm. Well, he knows a lot about them, but he can't grow them.
He might be watching.
I know. I don't care.
He's learning a lot, though, isn't he?
He's already told me it's his wife who kind of makes the magic happen when it comes to the plants.
She's the green-fingered one.
Yeah.
She is the green-fingered one. Right, I will do some more pictures, but let's move on. We've got the hardy perennial penstemon collection for you here. 24 plug plants included in this particular deal for you. And we love penstemons, don't we?
I do, yeah. I planted...
You planted loads of these.
Loads, yeah. I planted 3 in 9cm pots from YouGarden in my garden a few days ago. And they're good penstemons because they flower for a long, long time. Lovely upright stems. These almost like foxglove-like type of flowers. Lovely mixture of colours. Bright, open, sunny position. Well-drained soil. Great for beds and borders. Brilliant container plants as well. You can grow these in pots really, really easy. Window boxes, for example. All you need for these to get through from one year to another is a nice, open, bright, sunny position and well-drained soil. I'll be honest with you, they're not going to sit well in very heavy, wet soil through the winter. They tend to rot off in those kind of conditions. But if you've got quite well-drained soil, open, sunny site, they'll come back year after year for you. They are perennial, loved by the pollinating insects. You'll see loads of bees' bums sort of buzzing in and out of these. And look at them, when you look up close, and a long flowering period. So they tend to send up about 3 or 4 main flower spikes. When that particular flower spike is finished, if you cut it off, you get little side or sort of auxiliary kind of shoots that come up. They will take over the flower display for you. And even after that, if you take those stems down, give them a liquid feed, chances are they reshoot from the bottom and they just keep flowering late summer right up into early autumn. Yeah, penstemons are great, glorious. But the secret to getting them through, as I say, is well-drained soil. I'll be honest, they do well in very heavy wet soils through the winter. But if you've got that kind of soil, grow them in a pot or a container.
Yeah, you can container grow them, can't you?
They are really, really happy in containers, and they just give you these lovely, glorious sort of purples, pinks, whites, and I particularly like the fact they've got that sort of white inner part of the flower, and then you've got the beautiful colours on the edge.
Really lovely quality plants as well. You're going to get 2 of those greenhouses, remember, because you are getting a pack of 24 of these. It's a £12 saving here as well. It's £23.78 in the club, just under £1 a plant there for a perennial plant, for a winter hardy one that's going to come back for you year after year and bring pollinators into your garden as well. 480081 is the item number. Please make sure you use your code to get your discount and your free postage as well. Moving on next to the Deutzia. This is the Million Stars Pink Carpet. Another one I haven't grown, but actually seeing it in full bloom makes me want this in my garden. A lovely low-growing shrub covered in blooms.
Do you know what, Beth? I've really fallen in love with this plant.
Me
because,
too.
You know, this plant, because basically just outside where we are now, we keep all our trolleys of all our samples and stuff. And I remember seeing this plant 4 or 5 weeks ago, and it was just
the tight little buds.
Tight little
full
buds.
Full of promise.
Yeah,
wasn't
full
it?
of promise. And then week on week, it's gradually opened out, and all of us, you know, one week we didn't really notice it, and then next week Bex and I walked in. It was like, oh, what's that? What's that coming out? Well, that's a beautiful little plant. And every time we come in, and it's a good 4 or 5 weeks in those first buds, now it's come into its own. It's come into this gorgeous full flower, and it is stunning. And Deutzias traditionally, I remember when I was a kid, the Deutzias were very tall, quite tall, gangly, leggy sort of shrubs, might be a couple of metres tall even. But now, this particular variety, this is more ground hugging. This will only get to about 60 centimetres tall, kind of a similar width, going to be great in a pot. It's small, compact enough to grow in a pot. It will be loved by the pollinating insects as well. And I know we say that about lots of things, but we like to let you know that because it's good to grow things that are going to bring in the birds, not the birds, well, we're bringing the birds as well because you get the other insects in, but it'll bring in like hoverflies, the butterflies, the ladybirds, all those nice insects. And this is a tough shrub. It will grow in full sun, it will grow in part sun, sandy soils, clay soils. Yeah, it's really, really not fussed. And once it's established, it's quite drought tolerant as well. And it will flower probably on and off for a good 2 to 3 months. You get the main flowering period now, and then sporadically it will send out flowers late spring through into summer. Lovely yellow foliage in the autumn as well before the foliage drops. Yeah, and it's a plant you're going to have for years and really enjoy.
It'd be quite nice for a large rockery, that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think it would look lovely on a rockery. In fact, sort of a raised position would look great with this because it's got that slightly tumbling, weeping habit when it grows as well. So if you put it in a nice tall pot, it will look quite good tumbling over the side of a pot, for example.
It would. It comes in a 19-centimetre pot. I like the fact that it's a pink pot as well. Just if it's a gift for somebody, I think that's a nice added touch there. 511678 is the item number if you'd like to go for that one. It's £21.24 club price, and you are saving a £5 as long as you use the code, please. YGTV1924. I've been saying 24 for ages, haven't I? It's 1925. We're in 2025 now. Not 2024.
Yeah.
Anyway, the code is 1925. Put that in when you place your order. YGTV 1925. That is the code.
I think there's something in the air in here because both of us are a bit like today.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Right, we're moving on next to the gorgeous Barnsley Baby. I just potted mine up yesterday. I can't believe how long I've worked for YouGarden for, and I've never grown Barnsley Baby yet. So I'm really excited. Neil, thank you so much for your pictures you've sent previously on the Barnsley Baby, because actually it's your pictures that made me want to do it. I think it's a gorgeous Lavateria. We'll give you the details so you can see the price and the item number on here. It's a gorgeous compact Lavateria, isn't it?
It is, yes, Barnsley Baby. And I remember, again, because I was born in 1863.
1863, yeah.
Yeah, I remember Lavaterias when they first came out in the 70s and 80s, and they took the world by storm. Everybody rushed out and bought them, but then they soon discovered they were really big, tall, leggy plants, and they used to split at the base and take over huge amounts of space. There was the purple one to start with, then the pink Barnsley Baby came out. But what they've done now is they've hybridised this to a plant that only gets to 60 centimetres tall, which is fabulous. So even if you've got a small garden, you can easily grow one of these in a pot, and it is the similar story to so many of the things we bring to you. Month and month of flower on this, full of bees, full of butterflies, pollinating insects. It's winter hardy. All I would do with this at the end of the summer is just trim it down a little bit, then leave it through the winter, wait till the spring, see where the new shoots are coming from, trim it down to above those. It will grow back really, really quickly. It'll give you 4, 5, 6 months of these fabulous pink flowers. It's drought tolerant once established. It will grow in full sun, part sun. Easy, tough plant. Beautiful these are, really stunning.
I adore them. 510339 is the item number. It's a half price deal here as well, everybody. £12.72 club membership price. You've got that £15 discount and a 15% saving on there as well for being a club member. Just brilliant. Grab those. What's that, £4 something a plant? That is amazing.
That is because, again, this one garden centre near me, the one beginning with F, not D, because I like the D one, they would probably have that in a they'll probably put that in a 2 litre pot and charge you again £7.99, £8.99 per plant.
All right, grab your Barnsley Baby. Let's get on to the Corydalis, though, please. That blue heron, an absolute favourite. Adore this plant. Love the fragrance, love the colour.
I tell you, it's the third true blue flower today, isn't it?
I know. I've said this a couple of times recently on these lives and on the TikTok lives we've been doing about how if you watch us, you might be forgiven for thinking that blue is a really popular colour in the garden and for flowers, because we do bring you an amazing range of the blue flowers, but actually it's super rare.
Yeah, and this is like a kingfisher blue as well. I mean, a really, really striking blue. But what's good about it is even before the flowers come, you've got this really lovely, dainty foliage. It reminds me... do you know the maidenhair fern?
Yes.
It's got leaves very similar to that, hasn't it? But look at the red stems as well. So you've got red stems, you've got these beautiful, lovely, ornate leaves, and then to top it all, you get these incredible clusters of blue flowers, and they're fragrant. Really, really sweet fragrance on these, and they are a fantastic plant for shade. Dappled shade, full shade, moist, kind of cool borders. In fact, if you've bought the Lily of the Valley, they grow in a very similar kind of place.
Yeah, and also blue and the white.
Blue and white would look good together.
They'd be flowering at similar times,
yeah,
because they
very
are flowering
similar.
now.
And also the Hookeras we've got as well. They would be good sort of bedfellows for these as well. So there's some sort of serving suggestions for you there, if you like.
Indeed, indeed. 6 of those plug plants. Are you kidding me on the saving? Right. I mean, that's insane. £19.50 is your club price. Put your code in to get the saving. You do not want to pay full price on that one. Get your code in, please, to get that saving. Neil says, Bex, you'll love the Barnsley baby. It's a fantastic plant, a joy to look at. Verna, goodbye, my lovely. She says, it's past her coffee time. Enjoy the rest of the day, then going outside with my plants. That sounds lovely. Oh, Neil G, I'm sorry to hear that. Barnsley baby is generally a really good performer. Up to you, though. Some plants work, some plants don't. It's up to your own personal tastes. I can't wait to see mine grow. What are we doing next? You said something about, was it compost VT? Compost VT. Do you want to hear about the best compost? Do you want to hear about it from the head gardener? There you go, then.
We describe this as premium professional compost. And the reason for that is it is the compost that is known, this formula we have perfected over decades. I've been using it for decades. We have perfected it over decades. You've got a blend of the best peats plus wood fibre that you can imagine. Now, by volume, approximately 50% of this compost is wood fibre, and the balance is made up of a blend of peats, and there are 3 different peats. So you've got things like sphagnum moss peat, which is renewable. You've got sedge peat, and then you've got darker sphagnum as well in there. So you've got 3 different peats. You've also got, you can see actually just there's slow-release fertiliser. These little green, what look like little eggs, you'll see those dotted among the compost when you're planting it. That's slow-release fertiliser. One of the most expensive ingredients in any compost is fertiliser. You can see there's another one just down below. That is amazing because that will deploy nutrients to the roots of whatever you grow in this compost just when they need it over the next 6 months. You then got what's called a buffer. Now, peat in particular is naturally acidic. And plants like to be just on the acidic side of neutral as a generality. There are exceptions, so things like rhododendrons and azaleas, they love to be properly acidic in terms of the ericaceous soil or compost they're growing in. But most things like it just on the slightly acidic edge of neutral. So that's what this is designed to give you. So it's got a pH buffer to keep it in exactly that zone. The wood fibre keeps the sort of perfect air-water porosity ratio, which is what we talk about in the trade, all these complicated terms. But it's, what plants need is they need a jungle gym to grow in. So they need a jungle gym for their roots, which is called growing medium. They need some water, and they need some air, and they need nutrients. And when you've got the perfect compost, it blends the air and the water and the constituents of the compost. It all blends together to give the perfect environment. That's what this particular compost does, which is why it's trusted by us. We will be growing approximately 150,000 potted roses on this nursery this year. That's roughly what we grow most years. We'll be growing, I don't know how many hanging baskets, but our pre-planted hanging baskets that will be available later, you will have bought them in the autumn and last spring as well. They grow in this compost. We will grow countless perennials, whether they be in the 9 centimetre square pots or the 3 litre pots or the 5 litre pots, plus fruit trees. And this is the compost we use for all of those things. So we trust it, the trade trusts it, and actually based upon the literally hundreds and hundreds of thousands of bags of this particular compost that you've bought over the years, you definitely trust it as well. And, and actually, peat is a thing. We need to think about peat. Not me. I happen to also be peat, but it's the peat that's in here that we're talking about. We can still use peat in our gardens right now, and actually the alternatives, generally speaking, are a bit iffy. So if you want to get the best results, in my view, use this particular compost for as long as you can. It's got 50% other material in it, which is the lowest level we could get to and still have a professional quality product for you and for ourselves. So we've been as eco-friendly as we can, and we jumped onto that particular that approach years and years and years ago. So this is the same formulation that we've had for at least the last 6 or 7 years, with 50% other material to bulk out the peat, and it still works better. So I would say this is, in my opinion, it's the only compost I use at home. It's the compost we use on the nursery. I can't recommend it highly enough.
So there you go. This is why you need to get the best compost, because it genuinely is the best compost. It makes the biggest and best results in your garden. He's eating chocolate fingers, by the way, just in case you're wondering.
I didn't eat them quick enough.
Please don't think that any old compost will do. It really does make a difference on the quality of the compost that you use. We've learnt this ourselves. I used to buy that cheap rubbish compost and I got rubbish results from it. If you're that person who buys the cheap rubbish compost, just once, just buy this compost. Do a little test, do a little comparison, get the same plant one in our compost and plant one in put them in the same place, treat them the same and see which one gives you the best results. Go on, do that. Just try it and see what happens. And then you can make your own decision from there, can't you? And we can stop banging on about how good this is. Right, 100. We will never stop. You're right, Matt. We will never stop telling you how good this compost is, because it truly is the best. If there were a better one, I promise you we'd be using it here at the professional nursery where we grow plants. 100125 is the item number. If you'd like to order, you can go to YouGarden.com. That's where you can place your order. You can join the club there. You can get all your discounts, but you can speak to somebody on the phone as well if you'd like to. There you go. Look, if you want to see what's in the show that's got the free postage, go on the Live Now button. Scroll. There you go. That's everything. Ooh, the heavy duty pots. They've got get some of those. They've got free postage. Everything that you're looking at here has got free postage as long as you enter the code YGTV1925. Oh my word, the spiral stem olive tree has got free postage on it. Yes, please. That's a pear, I think, there. Yeah, please have a little look. Go through.
I'm loving those
aces.
boogies.
The boogies. We like a boogie.
Loving the
we like a
boogies.
rhodie. We like a boogie. We love some aces.
Oh, aces.
So good. We've got the ceanothus coming up.
Yeah, and then those proper aces, Bex.
Proper aces.
Proper aces, the ones you like.
Dissected leaves.
Yeah,
Lovely.
not those sycamore types you don't like.
No. Right, let's move on, shall we? This is the gorgeous Begonia Sahara. We've got a couple of new items on here as well to show you, but please grab hold of these. A summer favourite, a summer bedding favourite, because it can cope with pretty much anything you throw at it.
Yeah, apart from the Sahara. So the name's a bit ironic, really, because it actually likes cool and damp. Sahara would be its ultimate nemesis, to be honest. But yeah, these are superb. I mean, absolutely fabulous quality plants coming out to you as well. Already flowering, already sort of 4 or 5 inches tall, ready to go straight out in the garden now into your pots, your hanging baskets, your beds and borders. And the good thing about these is they give colour in a double way. You get colour from the foliage, so some of them have got this incredible lime green foliage, some have got this bronzy coppery foliage. So even if they didn't flower, you'd get that really good contrast with the foliage, but oh goodness me, do they flower? They don't stop. Month after month after month, white, pink, red flowers on these, all mixing beautifully together, really harmonising, and they will go right up until the frost. And I've even seen these with a light autumn frost get through. I mean, once you get down to -2 or 3, yeah, it is game over for them. But if you just want something that's going to give you pure carpets of colour with almost zero input, for month after month after month in a shady, damp, cooler part of the garden. Perhaps you've already got some of the Busy Lizzie beacon and you're looking for something to grow with them. They'd love growing in the same space. Have you got a north-facing garden and you want some hanging baskets with colour and you're thinking, well, I can't really grow the Saphinias, it's not sunny enough. Put these in your hanging baskets. They'll love it. They'll really thrive. And all the hard work's been done because these are ready to go, ready to bloom and ready to give you months and months of colour.
Yes, they are. 401316 is the item number. £16.99 for 24 plug plants, £10 discount. Use your code, please. You'll get your free postage on there as well. Just a little bit of the chatter. Neil, some of the dogs we've had have done stuff like chewed through the phone line, eaten whole boxes of after eights. Thankfully, OK after. Every dog has its own character. Yes, they do indeed, don't they? Have I asked this already? Does the Helianthus need ericaceous compost?
No.
Yeah, it doesn't need it. You're
No.
fine. Our compost would be great for that. Have recently got the Penstemon collection recently planted. Love it, says Neil.
You're going to love them. They're a real treat.
Well, there was another one about a dog. Hang on.
One of my customers' dogs once had a pair of her stockings, and it had to be cut open.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're nylon. They
Yeah, it wouldn't go through.
Yeah, it wouldn't go through. So yeah, cost her a fortune. She had to pay thousands to have the stockings removed.
And Simon says, don't get me going on dogs chewing. I've got 3 staffies. Yeah, they do like to chew, don't they? And Neil's saying, hello, Simon. I find with staffies, give them plenty of toys to stop them chewing everything else. I mean, yes, absolutely. And it is the best advice, isn't it, with dogs? You should see how many toys we've got in that house. So many toys. And actually, they like plastic bottles. He likes chewing on plastic bottles. I think it's to do with the teething and stuff. And he likes the noise.
That is so weird you to say that, because, again, when we had Jack and Henry, every morning when we used to go out to work, we used to get a plastic water bottle, put dog treats inside, screw the cap on really tight and throw it in, and it would take them about 20 minutes, half hour to finally get the treat. They used to love it.
I thought, I'm sure there was another dog comment. But anyway, yes, thank you so much for all of those comments. Lovely to hear those stories. Marigold African Sun is up next. This one is 24 plug plants as well here. £15.28. And if you want bright, bold, gorgeous sunshine colours for months on end, this would be the plant for you.
Yeah, these are bold, these are beautiful, these are bright, these are really, really super cheery plants as well. You've got these really zingy yellow, you've got that really, really zesty orange there. The foliage is fragrant on this as well, and these make good companion plants. A lot of people say if you've got plants, for example, that get covered in green fly, things like lupins or roses, if you plant these nearby, the aroma of the foliage from these deters aphids. You could grow them in your greenhouse if you wanted to. These are really gorgeous bedding plants. All you've got to do with these is deadhead them. That will keep encouraging more and more flowers. You can grow them in the beds and borders, pots, troughs, hanging baskets. These plants are all ready to go for you. Great little root systems on these. If I just sort of pop one of these open, you can see, oh, it's got an elastic band around it. I wonder why it was being so resistant to opening. Yeah, if I pop them open, you can see there how beautiful and green and healthy they are.
So healthy.
Yeah, glorious root system on these. And pretty much now, we're getting to the point where all these things can go outside. There's, the risk of frost is pretty much diminished now. But all Bex and I do say to you is, with some of these bedding plants and with the intensity of the sun at the moment, just introduce them to the sunshine gradually over a week or so. Don't put them straight out.
It's a bit like hardening the plants off to going outside.
Yeah.
It's very, and that's the heat, the warmth inside to the cold outside. It's a bit the same that we're talking about here with the UV rays. Basically, it's an unusual weather pattern we're getting.
We are, and if you're a young plant and you're suddenly stuck out in the sun, a bit like the analogy I give, you're working in an office, jump on the plane, go down to Malaga, jump on the sunbed, you fry, don't you? Well, think about your plants in the same way. Just only about a week or so, then they can go out permanently and they'll flower their socks off for you all the way through to autumn.
401349 is your item number, a £15.28 discount club price there, so you can't say fairer than that, can you, for 24 of those gorgeous plants. Penny, they came, I planted 20 hanging baskets. Check out Penny does some amazing, she sends us pictures of her hanging baskets. Can you just check out how many plants are there? Look at those. Those are all the garden ready boxes we've got. And then if I could just show you, she's only posted the picture of one. But yes, this is one of those glorious hanger baskets, which I think has got lophos in, if I recognise the foliage on there correctly.
Yeah, that's lophos.
But she's got 20 of those hanging baskets. Can't wait to see your pictures later on in the year, Penny, of how those turn out. You do some amazing hanging baskets, so really looking forward to seeing those.
Yeah, it'd be good to see the updates. If you could perhaps do an update every fortnight or something, that'd be really good.
Yeah, it'd be lovely to see.
Yeah, well, the one you planted 4 or 5 weeks ago. That's
looking good, isn't it?
That's had a real romp on that one, isn't it? I mean, it looks amazing.
I love a good hanging basket.
Yeah.
Right, let's skip over to Deutzia because we've done that one already recently. Let's talk to you about Calabricoa Million Bells. If you are getting your hanging baskets sorted, this is a really good one for hanging baskets.
It is, yeah. I mean, this one is great because this will fill out really, really fabulously well. You've got the great colour contrast on here as well. You've got the purples, you've got the yellows, you've got the oranges there. And these are good for a multitude of things. You can put them in the beds and borders if you want, right at the front in that lovely sunny spot. But it's great if you can put them in something a little bit raised so they can trail, they can tumble, they can weep over the side of the pot. It could be window boxes, for example, like a Durham window box. That's really, really good. Something like that. It could be a tom-tom pot. Hanging baskets could be the easy fills, but what you're going to get is almost this 360-degree ball of colour. You don't really need to deadhead these. You can if you want to, if you've got the time, but it's not essential. Water, liquid feed if they're blooming fast, but just enjoy months and months of colour with literally dozens, if not hundreds, of these sort of tiny, not super tiny, but sort of smaller sized petunia flowers in a great mix of colours. And what you see there is what you can create. These are marvellous. All the plants are really well grown on. We've got lovely little roots. Well, you can see, I don't need to take them out of the packet. You can see there.
This one's got
glorious.
flowering.
Yeah, that one's flowering already. So look at that. Sort of showing you both ends at the same time. What goes on at the top, what goes on at the bottom. So brilliant root system. Yeah, and the flowers, they're not as big as, say, Saphinia flowers, but they're cute,
I like
they're sweet.
those.
I like them as well.
You want the different sizes in your hanging baskets,
You do.
don't you? I mean, this
Yeah.
is people put loads of thought into how they do the hanging baskets. I don't. I ram a load of stuff in and see what happens because I quite like the mishmash. But if you're planning your hanging, don't do it like I do. Do think about it, and it is that combination of the different sizes of flower that really works best.
Definitely, absolutely. I mean, you could even put these in the top of the hanging baskets and have the Saphinias at the lower part trailing down. So you've got kind of, a couple of different types of looking petunias in there. And don't forget always as well, when you get the products home for us in these blister packs, which by the way are about 80% recycled plastic and can be recycled again as well, you see little kind of raised up letters on the base there. Look at the letter there, look at the corresponding letter here, and that will tell you exactly which plant is which. So if they're all one colour, it doesn't matter, but if you want to colour coordinate, then you'll know which one to look out for. But remember that before you empty them all out the box straight away, otherwise you won't know which colour's which.
Yeah. Oh, sometimes it doesn't matter. It's just kind of
Somebody the other week said they dropped theirs, didn't they, on the floor when they arrived? So they didn't
It'll
know.
be a surprise.
It will.
Okay, so that is 401553. You're going to get 12 plug plants in 6 different colours, all labelled for you, and it's £14.43. Perfect time if you haven't started your hanging baskets off. A lot of people wait and do it, as the weather turns, so now is a really good time to grab hold of those. And we're moving on at the end of the table to the Nerines, the wonderful hybridisers. I always think these are very much like agapanthus flowers. If you love agapanthus and the way those look, these are great because these are going to give you that late season colour. These flower right towards the end of summer.
I've seen these flower into the middle of November.
Yeah.
This is a really good mix because traditionally you kind of see the pink ones, but in here we've got the pink, we've got the red, pink and red, Bex.
Pink and red. Yeah, pink and red. Can you tell the difference between the two?
Yeah, I can tell. So we've got pink, red and white in this mix. And these, as Bex said, are awesome bulbs for bringing spectacle to the garden right at the end of the summer. Lovely, open, sunny position for these, well-drained soil, fabulous container plants as well, and plant the bulbs nice and shallow. But when they become established, the bulbs almost seem to sit on the surface of the soil. So you remember that when you plant them, you can almost leave the neck of the bulb slightly proud of the soil surface. These are tough, these are hardy. Come back year after year, form bigger and bigger clumps, loved by the late pollinating insects, and they just give your garden a lift towards the end of the season. So if you think about the time of year when the dahlias are really flowering well, when the chrysanthemums are flowering, when your hibiscus, syriacus are flowering, they flower at a similar time and they just give your garden that lift when other things are starting to fade. Easy to grow, perennial, tough, hardy, drought tolerant, but they just want full sun and drainage. That's all they ask of you.
All right, so it's a bag of 10 of those bulbs that you're going to be receiving. It is £10.19 as your club discount price. So just over £1 a bulb there, and they can be perennial as well, of course. So make sure that you put them somewhere really bright and sunny, and they will adore that. 630211 is the item number if you would like to go for that one. We're going to bring you into the centre now to one of my favourites. You all know it. You're all going to start sending me pictures of acers now, aren't you? Because you know how much I adore acers. We've got the lovely collection here. Now, this is a fantastic Japanese maple acer collection. And what I really like about these is that they're carefully selected so you get the balance and the contrast of the colours.
You can see there the different colours. We've got the Atropurpureum here, which is this lovely sort of dark reddish one. And the leaves change all the time on acers. So sometimes when the leaves first come out, they can be one colour. As they mature, they become another colour. And then as you move into autumn, you get the incredible autumn colours as well. This is Orange Dream here, looking incredible, and all of these varieties have got those lovely finely cut leaves. These are your classic kind of Japanese acers, if you like. And look at that, doesn't that look beautiful? I think that's early in the season as the new growth is coming through. And this one is Butterfly. This one looks very similar to Taylor. Bex and I thought it was the same, but it's Butterfly, that one. So you've got 3 really well-established plants here. And the price, I don't normally talk about prices, I'm not normally that kind of person, but I love acers. I've got lots of acers. £19.52 discount club price is phenomenal because
It is, isn't it?
Garden Centre near me would probably charge you $14.99 for one of these.
Yeah.
Because acers are quite tricky to grow. They're quite labour intensive because they have to be grafted. So that's why they're normally expensive. We're bringing you some stonking prices actually on acers this year. It's the volume we buy them in. But if you're going to grow them in your garden, grow them in dappled shade. They hate full sun. They'll get burnt, they'll get frazzled. So avoid full sun, dappled shade, cool, moist root system, and try and plant them where they're not going to be in a really windy position. If you can find that perfect spot, they'll flourish. They can live dozens of years. They can live centuries, actually, acers, if they're really happy. I've seen huge examples of acers in giant pots at garden centres for £3,000–4,000 per plant. Obviously, you don't want to pay that much.
No, thank you.
But you get any of these varieties in that right position, these will get to about a metre and a half tall eventually, but they're slow growing. Grow them in the ground, grow them in containers as well, and they make really, really good bedfellows of things like hostas, ferns, the Laura patulum, for example, the Corydalis, all those kind of lily of the valley. All those kind of plants that like shade would look gorgeous with these.
Now, when Adam said they're difficult to grow, he meant they're difficult to get started.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
They are really easy to grow
what I meant
for
was,
us.
what I should have said, propagate is the word I meant. When they breed them, they can be difficult because they're grafted generally, not grown from seed, so that's quite labour intensive. They're not difficult for you to grow once you get them in your garden if you hit the right spot for them. In fact, you plant them, you leave them. Super, super frost hardy. They'll get through any winter. There's no problems there. You can feed them as well. We do have a bespoke acer feed if you want to treat your acers to that.
Makes a difference.
And, you've got them, I've got them.
Yeah, I love them.
And they grow. I mean, this one, for example, in 1 year could get that much height each year.
Some are slightly more vigorous growing than others.
Yeah.
And Atropurpureum is definitely one of those, isn't it?
Yeah, that's sort of more vigorous and kind of more upright. The other two will grow up, but also they tend to spread a little bit as well. But yeah, not difficult to grow. I meant they're quite difficult to propagate right at the beginning.
And that's why they're normally really expensive, because it's quite a skilled job to get them started, to get them going. Once we've got them to this stage and we can get them home, super easy, winter hardy. Just put them somewhere dappled shade and out of the wind, and they're going to be really, really happy. Winter hardy and brilliant as well. 510134 is the item number. You get 3 of them in the 10.5 centimetre pots, and an amazing saving on that one as well. Next up, we've got the Ceanothus.
Oh, we're going from one extreme to another, actually, because we were talking about plants that want shade and dappled shade, don't want full sun. Now we're talking about one
bright sun.
Bright sun.
Yeah.
Most amount of sun you can get. This one wants to be baked. This one doesn't mind dry soil. This one is evergreen, so it looks good all the year through. And Ceanothus thyraciflorus repens is one of the hardiest ceanothus you can grow in the UK. It can quite easily cope with temperatures down to -10. It can go down a little bit lower and it will suffer a little bit of damage, but it tends to grow back from lower down or from the root. But it's another blue, proper blue, not purple, not mauve, not sort of a funny old pink colour. Proper blue, flowering their socks off now, and they've got a sort of a nice soft fragrance to them, loved by the pollinating insects.
Is lovely.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? I like the fragrance.
I love it. It's not overpowering, it's very fresh.
And Matt, actually, who's our producer today, showed me a mind-blowing picture of a Ceanothus where he grew up, and it's at the end of a house.
Yeah.
And it's the gable end of a house, like 2-storey house, and it's
right up there.
to the top, and it's the width of the house. It's a monster, and the most incredible deep blue.
It can't be the same variety, though.
I don't think it's exactly the same variety, but it's seriously impressive. But this one, you can grow this upright. We're already starting this on a little pyramid of canes, so you can grow it upright. You can take it off the canes if you want and let it grow as a ground cover. The option is yours. You can even grow Ceanothus, this particular variety, against a wall, provided you give it some trellis or something to tie it onto. If you grow it against a wall, make sure the growth never comes out from the wall about any wider than that, about sort of 8–10 inches or so, because you want the light to get all the way through into the middle of the shrub.
Yes, of course, yes.
Otherwise, if it's too far out, it'll die out and go sort of bare in the middle. But yeah, so they're very versatile, frost-resistant, tough, drought-tolerant, evergreen, blue flowers, loved by the pollinating insects, fragrant. I think we've almost ticked every box, haven't we, Bex?
It is a proper box. There you go.
This is the one Matt was talking about. How mind-blowing is that? I've never seen a Ceanothus that big.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It's a monster, but in a good way. I mean, goodness me, look at the blue of that. It's insane.
Yeah, look at how many flowers are all over there.
But it's in its happy place. I'm guessing that's probably south-facing the end of that house. You've got that incredible drainage there as well. You've got the shelter from the brickwork, and it's just flourished. But these are easy, really easy to grow. You saw a moment ago the one that Stu sent in, the standard one. It is the same plant, but it's just grown in a different habit.
511153 is the item number if you'd like to go for the Ceanothus thrice-afloris repens on the pyramid. It's £16.99. Use your code, please, to get your discount and to get your free postage as well. We're going to stop off at compost. I'm just going to show Dingo's pictures, please. Hi, Bex and Adam. Just a few more pics. Cheers, Dingo.
Hi, Dingo.
You stole the TV, didn't you, Matt? Hang on, here we go. We're connected. Love Dingo's garden because it's just so full of vibrancy and life and pots and greenery and flowers and all sorts. Hosta's looking fantastic right there. What else can we spot in this garden?
I'm loving that tree in the corner. I can't tell what it is, but
lovely,
I like the shape of it.
I mean, there's so much going on.
I think it's like a...
That's what I quite like about this garden. There is so much going on in
Yeah,
here.
there's always going to be interest. I love hostas. I've got a real kind of thing for hostas.
My hostas are looking amazing. And it's because I have put stalks all around them. I've got 2 nibble holes, but all the other leaves are looking amazing. Look at these.
Oh, that's...
That is the...
Crinodendron. Crinodendron Hookerianum.
The Hookeriana, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a really unusual shrub. You've done well to get that to flower because sometimes
lantern tree or
yes,
something, isn't it?
Yeah. And they like acid soil, so that's good to see that there.
He's getting arty with his shots now. Look, got a bit of foreground, got a bit of background going on, like that. Lovely little French lavender in the front, little Acer there.
I like the little dry riverbed as well. The little slate dry riverbed.
Nice one, Dingo. Well done.
Yeah, and no soil. Love it. No soil showing.
And Dave Harris, quickly. That was the Appletini.
Oh, right.
He says it's in our compost and it's gone mad.
Yeah, cool, good.
Excuse me. I've been waiting for that sneeze for about half an hour, so I'm really glad to have got that out.
Yeah, it's horrible when you... I had some when I was in here the other day, but they wouldn't quite... Oh, and you get all that eye-watery bit, don't you? It's like, oh, no.
All right, compost is up for you next. Have you stocked up like I have? Did you get 6 bags delivered yesterday? Are you excited about getting in the garden and planting up all those things? Oh, am I talking about me? Yes, I am. But I do hope that you are getting stocked up on your compost because it is the best compost.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? You can get excited about compost.
I'm so excited.
No, I get excited about compost as well, and I do love this compost. I get through bags and bags and bags of it because I just get those absolutely amazing quick results of it. First thing to say, it's a peat reduced compost, and some of the peat we have been using is renewable peat from sphagnum moss, which is good, but also where we've taken a lot of the peat away, we've then put that composted wood fibre in. Does lots of things. 3 things we always point out: lets the air get down to the roots. That's really, really important. It allows the water to percolate through, but also if you're a tiny, tiny seed, if you're a little weeny plug plant or a little tiny cutting, you can get your roots down in there, and you don't get like weedy, puny roots like that. You get super roots, which is what we want. Those really gorgeous, super well-established root systems. What did we pull out the pot yesterday? I think we pulled, I've got it here, we pulled a hosta out of a pot yesterday, grown in our compost. And goodness me, if a picture speaks 1,000 words, the root system was identical to up there because everything culminates in this compost to give that root system. You've got that slow-release fertiliser, which will feed your plants for up to 6 months, which is really good. You'll see those little green or tan beads. Oh, here we go. Cheers, Matt. Yeah,
Thank you, Matt.
The root system on that one. Actually, I think it was. I think it was the other one I took out the pot. But
it's going to be the same, isn't it?
You're going to do it. It's got a wetting agent as well, so that means that's going to make this compost super absorbent, a bit like kitchen towel. There you go. Look at that. I mean, that's a brutie. That's a super brutie.
That's a brutie beauty.
But when you put that against that picture there, Bex, I mean,
a brutie beauty.
This is what you're getting. Not these puny, rubbishy roots. You're getting this. That's why we've got a ridiculous 2-litre size hosta growing in a little weeny 9 centimetre pot because we've given it super compost.
That should be in a 2-litre pot now, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, we're not selling that.
But I know, but it proves the point, doesn't it? That you can get the most ridiculous sized plant from the smallest amount of soil, because this compost is so super packed with all the things plants love that they just go mad. They get that turbo growth kind of pattern to them. And then you've got the pH balance as well, so it's not too acid, it's not too alkaline. It drains well, there's elements holding on to the moisture as well. It's light, it's airy, it smells gorgeous. We send it straight to your door in a cardboard box, no lugging it through garden centres, catch it on the boot catch. Simple white bags. Stu says the value's in the bag, not on the bag. And it is our most loved 5-star rated reviewed product.
Yes, it is. 100125 is the item number. You're going to get 2 50-litre bags. It's 100 litres in total. Big saving. Obviously, you still get your discount for being a club member. Well worth multi-ordering. It's so annoying when you run out. I did. It was annoying. I had to wait to do my gardening jobs to wait for the delivery. Although, to be fair, it came within 2 days. But I still have to wait to get it done. So please stock up. Don't run out of it. You can store it for a while. It's fine. You can sit in the bags, not a problem. Just keep it somewhere sort of, don't put it in full sun. Put it somewhere sort of slightly darker.
If you run out, you can go around what's name's place and buy some from the garage.
Was it Penny? Ali.
Yeah, Ali. Yeah. If you run out, just give Ali a knock on the door. She's got 500.
She can lend you some, no problem.
500 bags in the garage.
Go to YouGarden.com to place your orders then, please, or use the phone lines. They are open until 4 o'clock this afternoon. Anthony has sent through the picture again. Thank you for this, Anthony. He sent a picture of his 15-year-old dwarf lilac, and that is, I love that it's 15 years old. I mean, it's great to see your update pictures, but it's lovely to see something that is, way more mature and still doing just an amazing job. And this is the great thing with lilac, it can be really long-lived.
And also still dwarf.
Yeah, dwarf.
It stayed small, it stayed compact. Sometimes people say to you things are dwarf. I remember my grandma and granddad years ago bought some dwarf conifers to put around their pond. About 15 years later, they're about 3-4 metres tall. They had to have them all chopped down because I couldn't see the pond anymore. So it's good when things do what we say they're going to do.
Quick question from Gregory. If I bought the rhododendrons and put them in a pot, how much ericaceous soil from the bag would I have to put in? I.e., do I have to fill it? Whereas if I put it in the ground, how do I know if my ground is acidic and how much ericaceous soil to make it work? OK, good questions, Gregory.
Yeah,
go for it.
A couple of quick answers on that. If you look around where your neighbours' gardens and stuff, there's already rhodies, azaleas, camellias growing in those areas. They're green, they're lush, they're healthy. Chances are you've got acid soil and you can plant them straight into the ground. If you're not sure, you can get little testing kits. You can get soil testing kits.
They're pretty cheap, aren't they?
Really cheap. You can get a soil testing probe as well, which you just push into the ground and there'll be a little meter reading. It will tell you whether it's acid or alkaline. If you've got sort of borderline soil, you can incorporate lots of the ericaceous compost around the root ball. You can add sulphur chips to the ground, for example, as well. It will try and help acidify the soil. You can use pine cones and pine needle mulch. That also acidifies the soil. But ultimately, what you can do is, if you want them in the garden, you can plant them in an old pot using ericaceous compost, then sink the pot into the ground, keeping the rim about a couple of inches above soil level. That way they look like they're in the ground, but the roots are actually in the soil they want to be. So there's lots of different options there for you to try, and you can make it work.
And yes, you would fill the pot.
Yeah,
so,
you would fill the pot.
Fill the pot with ericaceous soil from the bag.
And also, when you fill the pot of our compost, just push the compost down a little. Don't really compact it, but just
but push it, because you'll be amazed how much more goes in.
Yeah, because you get those air gaps. So just push it down a little bit, then put your plant in, put the compost around, and push the soil around the root ball with your fingers till it stops wanting to go down, and then just leave it nice and level. Give it a good drink. Job done.
There you go. Glad you asked the questions, Gregory. Sorry if it took us a while to get to those. Bless you. Are we going to be ill? We're both sneezing a little bit.
I think it's... Is it me, or is it... Because it looks a bit... There's a bit of a haze in here, isn't there? What is that?
Is there a haze in here?
There is a bit of a haze.
I don't know if it's my glasses. All right, let's... Wish us luck. Right, let's move on. We have only got, just over 10 minutes left?
We're still standing.
Oh, 15 minutes. We've still got plenty of time. Let's talk to you about the Helianthus. It's unbelievable. The brown-eyed girl. Ooh, second most popular item on the show. Compost is number 1.
I was thinking
in at number 2 then, brown-eyed girl.
Which was, what's his name? Sings it.
Van Morrison.
Van Morrison, Brown-Eyed Girl. Yeah, beautiful song, beautiful flower. And this one as well is not one of those sunflowers that's going to get 3 or 4 metres tall. This only gets about 50 to 60 centimetres tall. So really good for your beds and borders, great for pots, troughs and containers as well. And this one, it can't produce seed. But what it does, because it gets so frustrated it can't produce seed, it keeps producing more flowers, because that's what plants are here for. Ultimately, they're like us. They want to procreate. They want to create more. Well, they just, they want to create more and more of themselves. And this one can't, but it thinks it can. And it just keeps forcing it to flower. It's sad, really. Good job it's not sort of sentient and understands what's going on. But, it's good. It's good for us, because it means it will flower right up into October, end of October even, until the frosts come. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of flowers, really bright, really cheery. As Beck said, you could cut a few of these as well, having the vase indoors, a little posy of these. You couldn't do that for traditional sunflower, could you? First of all, you chop the top off, you just have a stem, and also it'd be too ridiculously big. These are easy, and you get that dark button in the middle, then the sort of bronzy colours just kind of filtering out from the centre of the plant into the petals, that by the end of that pure gorgeous yellowy colour. And look at that one in that pot there. That is just perfect. That's not photoshopped. That is exactly what this plant will do. Deadhead it, feed it, water it, use our blooming fast. If it gets a little bit out of control, just pinch it back a little bit, just trim it round a little bit. It'll reshoot, it'll keep flowering. But this is not a one flower wonder on top of some great big 6-foot gawky stem. This is loads and loads of stunningly beautiful flowers on a plant with really gorgeous foliage that will go right through to the autumn, loved by the pollinating insects. Your children, your grandchildren will love it. It will give you joy, it will make you smile, and it will brighten up even some of the most sort of dull, dreary summer days. It's a stunner.
It really is a stunner, and the amount of flowers you're going to get on there is the reason that you need to go for this. It's £12.74, and so for the next 6 months you will have hundreds, if not thousands, of flowers on that plant, which is that's what's amazing about this. My mum had a couple last year, year before, a couple of years, and she put one either side of the front door, and it was just every time you went round, it just looked amazing. Yeah. Plenty of flowers to leave on the plant, but also so many on there that you could cut fresh flowers on a weekly basis to bring them indoors and not even notice that you've taken them off the plant. That's how good that's going to be. 560541 is your item number for the Brown-Eyed Girl. A £10 discount on that one. Plus, you will get your club discount included as well. And of course, if you enter the code, you will get free postage on your order too. You can buy one item and get free postage. You can buy every single item from the YG TV show and get free postage as well. Love the fact that we changed that. You don't have to build your basket anymore. You don't have to get to over £40. Every single thing you buy from us within the potting shed has free postage. How cool. Right, let's move you on to Geranium Rosanne, our joint favourite when it comes to plants for your garden. We do think that Geranium Rosanne is well worth adding. This is a hardy geranium. There are tender geraniums. This one, no care whatsoever from you, it'll come back year after year after year.
I should have grabbed the one outside in the hanging basket, because I think it's actually flowering, because we're going to grow this in a hanging basket. We were growing it, it's outside, we're going to do it, because it trails, it grows so vigorously, this one. We thought it would look good in a hanging basket, a raised pot, a container, beds and borders. I'll just go for all the boxes that this ticks, because once it's established, really drought tolerant, super frost hardy. It will grow on clay soils, it will grow on sandy soils, it will grow in full sun, it will grow in part sun. It can hang and trail, it can spread and ground cover. It will even grow up through things as well. You get flowers on it for at least 6 months. It doesn't get particularly tall, never needs staking or supporting. It will suppress the weeds. It's incredible.
I like that, suppressing weeds. If there are gaps in your borders, the weeds will find a way. They always do. I would fill it with a Geranium Rosanne, because then you'll have flowers for a good 6-7 months of the year, I'd say. Yeah, good 6-7 months of the year.
Easily.
And then you're not going to get weeds growing there. You'll have a beautiful floriferous plant that will bring pollinators in that you don't actually have to do anything to. You can just sit back and look at it. It's a great thing about it, isn't it?
Yeah, and it will fill a big space really, really quickly. We're going to see Sean on the nursery next, just showing us how beautiful these are.
So I'm out on the nursery, as you've probably gathered, and look at the Geranium Rosanne. I mean, this is amazing. And this really gives you an idea of what they look like in your garden, because they do spread, they do form these beautiful clumps. And what's been lovely, as I've been sitting here, I've seen so many bees just dancing between the flowers. There's one here, there's several over there. They are great for pollinators. Now, what was interesting about this plant, it got awarded Plant of the Century at the Chelsea Flower Show. So when the Chelsea Flower Show celebrated their 100th anniversary, this one, Plant of the centenary, which just is the biggest award you could ever imagine. And I can see why, so many reasons why you should go for this. First of all, it flowers from around about May, June, all the way through summer into October. In fact, I even had flowers in November until we got the first frost where I live. Very low maintenance. It's fairly drought tolerant. It will tolerate part shade, sun. It just keeps flowering and doesn't need any real attention at all. And I love the kind of natural look to this. It kind of weaves and meanders in and out of your other plants. And what is so lovely is the colour on this particular variety. I mean, I love blues in the garden. This is a gorgeous blue with a little bit of lilac in it as well. So it's a wonderful plant called Geranium Rosanne. I've got these in my garden, and I know Bex has too.
Sorry, that VT wasn't playing very well there for a little while, was it? I hope you got the gist of what was happening there. There seems to be some demons in the machines there. Sorry, but you know what? That looked like a bit of a windy day, slightly chilly out there. He'd got his jumper on, but the geraniums still looked amazing, didn't they?
Phenomenal, and because they are really, really tough. Good for windy positions as well, as you can see there. Actually, that three words you just came out, that'd be a good name for a pop group, Demons in the Machine.
Demons in the Machine?
Yeah, could be like heavy metal band or something.
It's got to be a heavy metal band, surely, with that name.
That could be
Demons in the Machine.
Demons in the Machine.
That's what that is. I'm too old to do things like that. Right, so that is the hardy Geranium Rosanne, 3 9-centimetre pots there, £10 saving, £16.97 is your club price for that one. Plant of the Centenary from the RHS Chelsea Flower Show 2013. We're not going to have another one of those for another 80-something years. Can't do the quick maths. That's how cool that plant is. Honestly, so amazing. Right, 485. Yeah, it's that easy, isn't it? Because it's... Anyway. 480120 is the item number for that one. Next up, we have beautiful Skyscraper...
75.
70. Would be 75.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both got it wrong, Matt.
2025, so yeah.
That's how easy that was. Well, no, because it was 2013, you see.
Oh, so you're doing it from there.
So I'm doing it from there. So it's 13 years, that's 87 more
why
years.
did they wait till... They're kind of weird. They should have done it at the start, shouldn't they?
7 plus 5 is 12. 88 more years.
Yeah.
Yeah?
So, do you think we'll be in our new bit by then?
No.
No?
Right, Skyscraper Lily, Pretty Woman, 5 bulbs.
That's another song, isn't it? Pretty Woman.
Matt just said in my ear, the wheels are falling off. Skyscraper Lily, Pretty Woman, 5 bulbs included in this one, and this is a bulb that is going to grow so freakishly tall for you.
It is, yeah. These are lilies that are going to really kind of blow your mind, because these are going to get to about 6-7 foot tall eventually. Huge, great big thick stems on these. Perhaps sort of 20-25 flowers per stem, pumping out some amazing fragrance. Pure white flowers as well, those gorgeous stamens in the middle there. And you can grow these in the back of the border, you can grow these between other plants, and that's where they'll be happy, because they like their bulbs to be nice, cool, damp, moisture retentive soil, but they like the top part to be up in the sunshine. So if you can plant them in that position, they'll come back year after year. They don't give their full kind of impressive stature in the first year, but give them a couple of 2 or 3 years. That's when they'll really look glorious for you.
I mean, they still look amazing in the first year. They just don't get to the height, do they? That's the thing.
Well, I planted 15 first time this year in my own garden about 6-7 weeks ago, and they're already that tall.
Right,
now.
amazing.
Yeah, so they're going to eat. I think they'll get to a metre plus this year.
I planted them last year in a pot, and they got up to my shoulder, sort of up to sort of near face height in the first year. So this year, fingers crossed, they'll be taller. Yeah,
definitely going to be impressive. So the height, the colour, the fragrance, the hardiness of them, beautiful.
They are shooting, most of them. Bury the shoot, doesn't matter. Just look at the bulb. 3 times the depth of the height of the bulb in your pots, in your borders. They're so reliable, they keep coming back for you. 650139 is the item number, 5 bulbs included, just £8.49. Use your code, though, please, to get your savings and your free postage. Next up, we've got the complete Winter Hardy Fuchsia collection, 6 different varieties, 12 plug plants, so you're going to get 2 of each in these wonderful shades of colours.
I always say these
I love that one with the little feet at the bottom.
Yeah,
that looks like a little plump dancer, doesn't it? Like a... you know.
I'd always say these are fuchsias with a future because these are hardy ones.
Oh, Adam, you can have a high five for that one.
You know, these are going to live for year after year after year. You don't put these in your hanging baskets, but these are great as statement plants, standalone in your.
Good boy, well done. Sorry.
Good standalone plants in the beds and borders. Give these a bit of space because one of these plants can get to about 1 metre tall. You can get to 1 metre spread on these as well. After a cold winter, they can get frosted down a little bit, but they always regrow. They'll either regrow from the growth further down or back from the root, and they will come back to you and look glorious in the same year. And they have a long flowering period. I've seen hardy fuchsias flower right up until November even. In fact, the garden I can think of I used to look after, I remember turning up there one day, there was a big oak tree, all the leaves are coming off the oak tree, but there was still this fuchsia flowering its socks off really, really well. I said that a lot today, flowering its socks off, but they do. They flower for ages. Long-lived as well. Easy to grow, and this is just a great way of getting fuchsias for a long, long time, as opposed to the sort of the bedding fuchsias that you might only enjoy for a sort of a summer period.
So hardy fuchsias, 12 plugs, £7 saving, 11.04 is your discount club price. So less than £1 a plant for a perennial that's going to be in your garden for years and years. Do grab hold of that collection. Tom, I think you're hilarious. He says, ugh, I have the worst timing. Hope you guys had a nice show this morning. I think Tom's just woken up and joined. Oh, sorry, maybe you haven't just woken up, but he's just joined us. Tom, nice to have your company, even if it's for the last couple of minutes. If you want to watch the show back at any point, you're more than welcome to. It's on Catch Up. You can do it on the website, via YouTube and via Facebook as well. Obviously, you won't be able to join in with the live chat, but if you want to see any of the gorgeous plants, you can watch us back at any point. We will be back on Thursday as well, by the way, from 10 a.m. It's 10 till 12 on Thursday, and then it'll be another Sunday show next week, 9:30 until 12:30, if you want to come in and join us for the actual lives, but you can always watch them back at any time. Moving on to the final one on the favourites table, we're visiting the Bond girl. She's called Veronica Speedwell. I wonder what her secret power is, other than being beautiful and deadly. Sorry, this one is not a deadly plant. Oh my word. No, I was talking about the Bond girl there. Sorry. This is the beautiful Veronica Jensen, and this is easy, elegant, hardy,
perennial, comes out year after year, can grow in pots, containers, growing beds and borders, looks great on a rockery, forms a nice kind of root system, but also the leaves sort of hug the ground eventually on this. You can spread sideways a little bit as well, adored by the pollinating insects. I like these little furry stems even as well. It's quite cute, this plant. Look at the little stripes as well on the flowers there. It's a bit overlooked, this, but it's one of those ones, you plant it and you'll walk out like one day, and then you walk out a month later, and you walk out a couple of months later, you think to yourself,
is it still going?
Still flowering.
Still going.
Still looking good, that little plum. Why didn't I grow that before? It's one of those little plants. You'll love it, honestly.
Well, if you want to get it, it's 560645. It's £12.72 as your club member price. Half price deal as well, £15 saving on that one. So I hope you've had fun. We certainly have. Goodbye to everybody they're all going out to enjoy the sunshine. I hope you are all going out to enjoy the sunshine. Maybe having a barbecue later. If it's raining where you are, I'm so sorry. Cook yourself a roast dinner and have a glass of wine instead. It's been lovely. You're going to go mow your lawn, aren't you?
I am, yeah. I've got to do some lawn mowing videos this afternoon. So
I will be on TikTok in approximately an hour. Give me a chance just to have some food, and Matt and I will turn the shed round. If you want to come and join us on TikTok, you are more than welcome to. It'd be lovely to have your company. We'll see you again soon, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Lots of love to you all. Have a lovely afternoon. Bye-bye.
Bye.